heard about this flat?
What flat?
This flat our Brian's supposed to have got.
No. No, I've not heard naught about any flat.
Seems we at last too then. Flat in Stockport. Him and...
Gail.
Yes. I've not set eyes on him since I left home. Rita Fairclough I had to get this from.
Oh.
I mean, Stockport, Bert. It's not just next street, is that?
I do know where Stockport is, love.
Well, then.
Well, if our Brian's moved to Stockport, it's for one reason and one reason only, innit?
What are you getting at?
I mean to get himself away from this place.
Oh, yes, and what's that supposed to mean?
Hells bells. Well, if you don't know now, I'm not going to tell you. For one thing, you'll have me late for work. Look, don't worry about it. It's not going to cost you any more in bus fares going to see him, because the way things are, we won't be going there very often, will we? I'll be home for me dinner.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, Fred.
Hello, Betty. Look, glad I caught you in.
Yeah.
Only, I've just come from the corner shop, you know. Bet was telling me about this clock of yours that Eddie Yates has nicked.
Oh.
Well, I just popped on, see if I can be of any help.
Yeah,
I know what it's like when you live on your own.
Look, you won't say anything to anybody else, will you, Fred?
Oh, no, look, no.
Honestly, I don't want it getting round.
No, look. Have you been to the police?
Well, no, not yet.
Well, would you like me to go with you?
Well, no, I don't know what to do for the best, you see.
How's that?
Well, I mean, I know I should go to the police. Of course I should, but... Well, Eddie swears, you know, that he didn't take it.
Eddie Yates would swear blind that black was white. He's a dead villain, him.
Oh, do you think so?
Yeah, he's got the habit. Once they get the habit, they never lose it, do they?
No, well, my Cyril says that some folks will steal from themselves if they can't steal from anybody else.
And Eddie Yates is one of them. Now, from what I heard, he was in here doing an odd job or two, and the next thing people know is that flipping clock's been nicked. It's disappeared, hasn't it? Well, that's thieving, Betty. I can't guarantee what other folks say, but as far as I'm concerned, that is thieving.
Well, perhaps I've been a bit daft.
Well, he's a thief. Here, I'll give you that.
Oh, Tom.
And he's a pretty lousy thief, I know, taking advantage of a friend like he's done.
Thank you.
If it were me, I would have no second thoughts at all. I'd just go to the police and let him try to con them.
Well, you're all right, then.
Stanley, if I'm all right, I'd like to see someone who's in a mess.
I mean, you're all right when you find that clock.
Yeah, but that's easier said than done, isn't it? Aby Cook's probably flogged it for a couple of quid in the first pub he came to. That'll be the last anybody sees of it.
Look, Betty Tubman wouldn't shock you after all the drinks she's bought you.
Yeah, well, we don't know, do we?
Look, supposing she does shock you, right?
Yeah.
Well, you know police procedure, don't you?
Oh, thanks.
No. I've watched telly. They've got nought on you. They've got no witnesses. I think you'll get away with it.
Stanley, I didn't do it.
It's Betty's word against yours, isn't it?
Yeah, and when the word gets round the cop shop that Eddie Yates has been nicking from Cyril Turpin's widow, eh?
Oh, aye.
Yeah, they won't need evidence. They'll just want my guts for garters, and there'll be a big load of hairy bobbies treading on my heels till they get 'em.
Oh, you're still here then, Chuck?
Aye, well, I'm just going. Eddie turned up and he wants to talk business.
I see. Working breakfast, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I've read about them, but I've never actually seen one in action. And I must say, it's not what I expected.
All right.
Anyhow, since you're both here, see what you think of this. They was having a sale down at Freeman's.
Very nice. What is it?
A piano 40, that's a piano.
I know.
A piano 40 tutor and keyboard chart. Now, there you are. Learned you how to play the piano without knowing nothing about it.
What do you want that for?
Well, I've always wanted to play the piano, but I've never had time. Never had the piano neither.
Hilda, I don't want to sound like a wet blanket, but shouldn't you know something about music? I mean, otherwise everybody would be at it.
No, look here, see. Now, you just put this out on your piano, like that, and then you play the numbers that the book says. It's as easy as falling off a ladder.
Hey, don't say that.
Oh, sorry, Chuck, but you know what I mean.
And are you sure that's all you need, just a chart and a book?
Yeah?
You don't think you might need a piano and all?
Oh, that's right. Give us your usual encouragement. You'd pick holes in anything, you would.
He's right, you know. You do need a piano.
Well, of course you do. And I know where to find one.
Who's that then?
Only one way to find out.
All right, I'll go.
Now, we was always a musical family, us Crabtrees, you know.
Oh, aye.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, my dad used to play the mouth organ. Not very often, but I'd hear him sometimes when I were in bed, you know. And my man were in the local operatics. You should have heard him on Friday nights when they'd had a few. Oh.
It's Fred. He wants you.
Me?
Aye.
You should have asked him in, Stanley. It's very rude to leave somebody standing on the doorstep.
I did ask him in. He wants to see you outside.
Gotta see what he wants then.
Ah, right, listen to this. Musical accomplishment is of the highest cultural value, refining and uplifting the individual soul.
Does it come with a guarantee?
You got a minute?
Yeah, what?
Just,
What is it?
just through here.
What's the job then, Squire?
I'm looking for somebody that nicks clocks. I'm told I might find him round here.
Oh, very smart, very funny, that.
Nothing funny as far as you're concerned, Sunshine.
Hey, just keep your hands to yourself.
Oh, aye. Come on, then, where's that flipping clock, Yates?
What's it got to do with you?
It's got everything to do with me, Sunshine.
Oh, aye, how's you work that out?
It's got everything to do with me as far as friends of mine are concerned. Aye, and friends that trusted you.
Look, Betty knows I didn't nick that clock.
What you mean is you're con Betty, didn't you? Speciality is it yours, Yates? Nicking from widows.
You really looking for trouble?
I might be.
Because any more remarks like that and you're likely to get it.
Oh, aye. Well, come on then, Yates. See if you haven't got it, who has?
A fella I know took it. I invited him into Betty's for a cup
Oh,
of tea.
aye. Do you know any more funny stories, Yates? Is that the best you can do, eh?
Look, it's the truth, so you have to take it or leave
I'll
it.
tell you
won't
what you can do. You can get down that road, get that clock and bring it back here. Go on, get on your bike.
Have you finished what you came to say?
Yeah, I'll say more next time.
Right, I can go now, can't
Yeah,
I?
get on your bike.
I'll give you this before I get a chance to spend it.
Oh, thanks, love. That's how I like it. On the dot in the hand, thank you.
Oh, can you wait for mine, Elsie, until we get paid?
Hey, look, I wasn't suggesting it.
You better make the most of that. There's not much more coming where that came from.
No.
Hey, Elsie, Emily was asking me about a wedding presents list. What do you think?
You mean whether to bother or not?
I don't like the idea somehow.
You've got to have one, otherwise you get alarm clocks from everybody.
Yeah, but it's not like a proper present if you tell folk what you want, is it?
Oh, you're soft, you are.
Well, you better make your mind up one way or the other. By the way, have you decided what you're going to do about a reception yet?
Well, we haven't thought about that yet, have we?
No, not yet.
You are getting married, aren't you? It's not a joke or anything.
Doesn't matter anyway, it'll do.
Oh, well, in that case, you can have it here if you want to.
Yeah, even here it'll do.
Oh, thank you, Brian.
No, I mean...
Or in the flat. We could have it in the new flat.
Yeah, I'm easy.
Well, if you want to have it here, you can do. The offer still stands.
Thanks, Elsie. I gotta go. I was supposed to be back at work 5 minutes ago.
Tell Emily you're making out your presents list.
Yes, and tell Emily I have 80 sausage rolls and 3 plates of fancies, and that'll settle your reception problem, won't it? You know, you can't help but envy Ken and Deirdre. The Lake District. Different world up there.
I'll never forget the first time I went to the lakes.
Really, Mrs. Shuffles?
It was a school trip to Coniston Water. Shall a load of us went from Bessie Street. And a right raggedy lot we were, shouting and yelling our heads off and behaving like wild animals. The driver threatened to go back twice. But the funny thing was, when we got there, and we were all pushing and shoving to get out, we all suddenly went very quiet. Standing there amidst those mountains, no factories, no streets, not a single solitary sound, and we all stood looking. It only lasted 2 minutes, and then we were shouting and yelling our heads off again.
You know what you were saying about that clock of yours this morning?
Oh, what you can forget?
You can forget, love. I've had a word with Eddie Yates.
Now, listen, Fred, I know you're only trying to help, but it's none of your business.
But only a quiet word.
Oh, wasn't any trouble?
No, no trouble at all. I just spelled it out to him how things stood, that's all.
Oh, yeah.
He got the message.
It'd be just my luck if he got nicked for something else in the meantime.
What's this fella Herbie Cook look like?
Well, he's sort of old and decrepit looking. I mean, no one in their right mind would even invite him over the threshold.
And Fred's going to throw his weight about unless you get the clock back.
Well, that's what he'd like to think.
Why didn't he shout me this morning?
Oh, thanks, Stan. Now you're all right. I'm not worried about Fred, honest.
Well,
It's Betty.
if she goes to the cops,
And they're believing that I did it. I mean, I know everyone round here would like to think so, but I don't want to make it that easy for them.
What are you going to do?
Well, I'm just going to keep turning over stones and hope that there be cooks under one of them. Oh, well. No rest for the wicked.
Hang on a minute. I've got a bone to pick with you.
Oh, yeah? Well, go on then. Let's have it.
What did you mean this morning when you said about our Brian?
Oh, heck, I thought there'd be something to do me dinner time.
Well, what did you mean when you said you were going away from here?
All right. I'll tell you. When we first got married, you said you wanted a big family, didn't you? Well, we never had a big family, did we? We just had our Brian. And now he's gone. He's walked out. And all because of you and your selfish attitude. And I'll tell you something else while we're at it and all. And I mean this. Theirs won't be the only marriage you're going to spoil if you're not careful.
Bert, I'm sorry.
No, love, no. It's me, I'm sorry.
Look, I know what I've been like. But what can I do now?
But it's not too late, love, you know.
Hello, love. There's no prize, you know, for being first in.
Oh, I've not come for drinking.
Oh?
No, I've got more important things to do.
Hilda,
Yeah?
not a rude question. What are you doing?
Beautiful dreamer.
Oh, yeah.
Nice, isn't it?
About it.
No, but you haven't have to complain about. I mean, most pubs, they have to pay people to play the piano for them. I'm not after out like that.
She'll appreciate that, will Mrs. Walker? Hey up, you've got a bit of competition.
Yeah, it's a burglar alarm over at the factory, that.
Well, let's hope somebody turns it off soon.
Yeah, Mike Baldwin says it won't be right until the engineers come and fix it.
Nice to have a bit of peace and quiet.
Come in, Ivy. Would you like to sit down?
No, I'm not stopping. I've not called it a bad time, have I?
Not particularly.
Well, I was wondering, well, that's me and Bert was wondering, what would you like for a wedding present?
Eh?
Well, you know, if there was anything in particular.
We hadn't thought about it, really.
Well, haven't you made one of those lists, you know, where people put their names on?
No, we haven't, not yet, no.
Well, I won't want to be at last, you know.
Well, I'll have to ask Brian.
Well, when there is a list, will you let me know?
Yeah, of course.
Better get off then.
Thanks for,
Well, we'd want it to be something that you really want.
No, I mean, thanks for calling round.
Well, it's not far to come, is it?
No.
Right, try. I'll let myself out.
Fred,
Yes, Mrs. Walker.
do my eyes and ears deceive me, or is that Mrs. Ogden cavorting at my piano?
Oh, yes, it is Hilda, Mrs. Walker. I thought she had your permission. You mean she hasn't?
No, she has not, and she will not be receiving it. Mrs. Ogden.
Oh, didn't see you standing there, Mrs. Walker.
Evidently not.
No, it takes a lot of concentration doing this, you see.
Yes, it doesn't sound as though it's coming easily.
No, still, they say practice makes perfect, don't they?
Do I gather that you're trying to learn to play the piano, Mrs. Ogden?
Yeah, that's right, Mrs. Walker. Got it in one.
And could I ask what gave you the impression that you could use my piano for that purpose?
Yours, Mrs. Walker?
Oh, yes.
Well, I mean, the pub piano, it's like everybody's, isn't it?
No, Mrs. Ogden. It is not like everybody's, and I would be obliged if you would never use it again without receiving my express permission. Do I make myself clear?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're very good at making yourself clear.
I wish you well in your musical studies, but first and foremost, I have to consider the comfort of my customers.
Well, that beer swilling lot wouldn't appreciate good music if they heard it any road.
Right little bunny for that, well, isn't she, eh?
It's listening to Oggy and company on the trombone that I'm waiting for.
Say one thing about Hilda, though. She's got guts.
What do you mean, standing up to Mrs. Walker?
Oh, I mean, exposing her musical talents in public.
Oh, get away.
You're not the only one that's got nerve round here.
What's that, Mrs. Sharples?
Well, it's quite obvious you're not too worried about what folk think about you, Mike Malgrin.
Oh, nice of you to say so, Mrs. Sharples.
It wasn't meant as a compliment.
Sounded like one to me.
I mean, you standing there as cool as you like with that daft alarm of yours deafening us all on and off all day.
Ah, you'll get used to it.
Oh, you can get used to rheumatism, but you don't want to keep it.
Look, I'm sorry about it, Mrs. Sharples, but there's nothing I can do about it.
Why don't you switch it off permanently?
Well, if I switch that off, it switches off my insurance, doesn't it? I'll get it fixed tomorrow, Mrs. Sharples, just for you.
Me and a lot more folk.
Mrs. Walker, you don't happen to know where Betty is, dear?
She's home, Fred. I sent her home. She clearly wasn't well. Not that she complained, but I like to think I'm not altogether blind to the feelings of my employees.
Oh, I see.
Do you know if anything's worrying her?
Well,
Anything specific?
well, no, not that I know of, Mrs. Walker.
Look, Betty, I know I said I'd get the clock back,
Yeah.
and I meant it. Only this fella Herbie Cook's disappeared off the face of the earth.
How's it, love?
I've searched everywhere, even places that don't officially exist, but he's not been seen in any of them. I don't understand it, I just don't.
You know that means that I've got to send for the police, Eddie.
Look, Betty, could I give you what the clock was worth? You know, it'll take me a week or two.
Oh, it's not that.
No,
But I still have to report it. I mean, I'd feel wrong if I didn't.
yeah.
And I mean, if it happened the way you said it did, well, then you've nothing to worry about, have you?
Yeah, only worrying becomes a habit when you got a record like mine, you know.
Well, I'm sorry.
Look, Betty, you do believe that this Herbie Cook exists, don't you?
Yeah, I'd like to believe it. I really would, yeah.
Well, look, give me 24 hours. A last chance. I mean, he might have had a day at the races.
I thought you said you'd looked everywhere.
Well, it might have been a case of the right places at the wrong time or the wrong places at the right time. Go on, Betty. I know it's against your better judgment, but you won't regret it. Just 24 hours stay of execution. Till tomorrow.
24 hours.
Yeah.
Right. And then it's the police. No more last chances. After tomorrow, it's definitely got to be the police.
I mean, what more could I do?
Nothing, love.
That made no difference, has it, me going round here like that?
Ah, well, Rome wasn't built in a day. You did what you could, and I'll bet you Gail was glad, even if she didn't say a lot.
I felt so awkward, though, Bert. I'll go, love.
Oh, good.
Hello.
Oh, Gail, come on in.
Thanks.
Hello, love.
Hello, Bert.
Hey, come on, sit yourself down.
Thanks.
Would you like a cup of tea? I was just going to put kettle on.
No, thanks. I've only got a couple of minutes.
You'll have plenty to keep yourself occupied at the moment, I'll bet.
Yeah, that's what I've come about, actually. I mean, the wedding.
Oh, well, anything we can do?
It's just that I've made out that presents list. I wondered if you'd...
Of course, yeah. I'll have a look at it now.
Well, I'll leave it with you if you like.
Hey, that's a good idea, then. Perhaps I'll get a say in it, eh?
I'll let you have it back tomorrow, then, shall I?
Yeah, tomorrow's fine.
I hear you've got yourselves a flat lined up.
Yeah. Nothing's definite yet, but
I was just saying to Ivy, I think you've done very well to find anywhere.
it's a bit more than we wanted to pay, to be honest, but beggars can't be choosers, can they?
I suppose you have it in your mind to buy a place of your own.
Yeah, well, that's the problem, though. The rent'll be so high, I don't know.
Well, I don't know what you think, Bird.
What's that, love?
Well, I were thinking that if you're not really keen on this flat,
Well, like I said.
well, if you like, after you and our Brian are married, you could come and live here instead. I mean, if you like.
Yeah.
Well, thanks.
Well, it'd help you to save, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Thanks for offering.
Well, I expect you want to talk to our Brian about that, won't you, love? I mean to say, it's not the sort of thing you make a snap decision on, you know, something like that.
I think we'd better talk about it.
Aye.
Well, I'll be going.
Right, well, very nice seeing you, love.
Yeah, thanks for looking at the list.
Yeah, I'll let you have it back tomorrow, shall I?
Yeah.
Ta-ra, love.
Bye.
Bye.
Flipping heck, you sprung that one on me, didn't you?
Well, I've not gone and said wrong thing, have I, Bert?
Well, you might give me a bit of warning, you know what I mean? It did rather come out of the blue, didn't it?
Oh, don't tell me I'm going to put my foot in it again, have I?
No, love, no. You've not done that. You've done the right thing. If that's what you honestly felt you wanted to do, well, it was the right thing to do.
This had better be a good film.
Just remember, it's my treat and stop complaining, will you?
It had still better be a good film. I mean, you pay for the telly as well. I could stay at home and watch that, couldn't I?
Oh, go on, you'll enjoy it.
You'll enjoy it, you mean?
I thought you liked Clint Eastwood.
What? After seeing Brian? After seeing Brian, Clint Eastwood's like one of the seven dwarfs, isn't he?
Yeah, I can understand that. Yeah, I reckon she's got a good point there.
Big head!
Oh, well, be good children.
Yeah, you're not married yet, you know.
That's half the fun.
Did you hear that?
Oh, come on, it'll be a change to see some sex and violence someplace else than in my front room. Come on.
Trot. Glad they've gone out tonight.
Yes, so am I.
No, listen, I want to talk to you.
You're always talking to me.
Yeah, but you never guess who came round here tonight.
Me mum.
Yeah.
Right. Have we finished talking now, then?
No, but she's changed, honest. She's changed her attitude and everything.
What do you mean?
Well, she were right nice to me, asking me about wedding presents and things, and then when I went round there...
You went round to me mum's?
Yeah, I'd just got in before you came round. Do you know what she asked me?
What?
She asked if we'd like to go and live there after we've got married.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I mean, she's serious?
Yeah.
And she meant permanent? Like, live there permanently?
Oh, well, we saved for a deposit.
It'll be me dad. He'll have talked her into it.
Well, it didn't seem like that. Honest, she were right nice.
I wonder what's got into her.
People can change, you know.
I don't like the idea, though. Going to live with them.
Well, it'd be nice if we were like a proper family, wouldn't it?
Oh, come off it.
No, you come off it, Brian. It's all right for you. I've never had a proper home.
Oh, look, love. Can you really imagine what it would be like? With us all there together? I mean, can you imagine it? It's just not on.
I think it meant a lot to your mum.
Yes, and it means a lot to me that I've got somewhere of my own to live. Oh, look, I'm not going to get married and go straight back to my mum's house.
What are we going to tell her?
We don't have to tell her anything. We put the deposit on the flat and that's where we're going to live. And I don't care what my mum wants.
14, 15, 12, blast, no, 12, 10, 9, 8, 7, no, 8, 9,
Mrs. Ogden?
Oh, hello, Mrs. Walker. I hope I didn't disturb you. Just checking for dust, you know, like I do.
You were doing nothing of the kind. You were murdering that tune again. Turning beautiful dreamer into an ugly nightmare. Now, for the last time, that piano is for the use of artistes, not artisans. And especially one-fingered artisans. And especially at this time of the morning. Understood?
Well, if I can't practice here, where am I to practice?
I'll make a suggestion, if you like.
Where?
On a raft in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean.
Hey, I shouldn't do that if I was you, Hilda. You'll have your lugs for ear flaps.
Oh, well, how am I doing? I mean, just practising in an empty pub.
It is a bit wearing, Hilda, hearing the same 3 notes every 10 minutes.
Oh, it's more than 3. I'm nearly up to 10 now.
Sounds like 3.
Yeah, well, I'll show you. The lot of you. I'll learn to play the piano if it kills me.
It might kill us first, love. I'll get it. Hello, love.
Sorry, Fred. Forgot my kilo.
Oh, no bother.
Morning, Hilda. I suppose you think I'll never do it and all. I suppose you think I've got pork pies for ears when it comes to music. Yeah, well, we'll see, won't we? Uh-huh.
Don't tell me you've been at the piano again.
Beautiful dream at this time of the morning. You should have heard Mrs. Walker going on. How are you feeling, anyhow?
All right.
Well, judging by them bags under your eyes, you didn't have a very good night's sleep. Hey, did Eddie Yates bring that flipping clock back?
Look, I've told you once before. Look, it's none of your business.
Well, let me have another go at him. I'll get it back as fast as you can spit. I'll have his big fat guts for garters.
There you are. Get that down, you. It'll do you good. Stanley, you are a true friend, you know that. Fancy a bottle of beer? Like a smile needs a mouth.
I smuggled 2 out last night, you know, for a rainy morning.
You know, I looked so miserable this morning. Even Monkey's missus felt sorry for me. She offered to make me a bacon butty, but I couldn't stand the thought of her finger marks on the bread.
Won't bother with glasses. It's evidence.
Stanley, don't use words like that.
Like what?
Evidence. Reminds me of police stations and big hairy bobbies with eyes that don't blink. I think they were all invented just to fix me.
Betty Turbin won't turn you in.
Won't she?
No.
Stan, she's a policeman's widow. She probably heard him abusing blokes like me in her sleep. No, look, she might be soft-hearted when it comes to kittens and weddings, but as far as I'm concerned, she's definitely brainwashed. If I don't find Herbie Cook and that clock, I am inside, mate. No danger. They'll probably throw away the key.
I'll help you find him if you like.
Nah, you're all right, Stan. You'd only get in trouble yourself then from your Hilda for skiving. Nah, there's one or two places you just might be.
Ah, well, good luck.
Yeah, I need it.
Be a pity if she does nick key, you know, because you're innocent, aren't you?
Stanley, you're only as innocent as you're standing in the community. And I'm on my knees, mate.
Snap.
A little regret if she will, Elsie, honest.
I don't understand Chinese. I wish you wouldn't speak with your mouth full.
Etiquette is for the leisured classes. They're the ones with time to practice it. Me, I've got to eat, drink, change my knickers and wash my hair at the same time, if I'm to have a normal day, that is. I'm just telling her she'll live to regret if she moves in with Ivy after she's married. You listening to me?
Talking to me?
Yes, I'm talking to you. And Elsie's talking to you. Elsie, will you talk to her?
What?
Tell her she's being stupid.
Being stupid.
Is that letter from Ron? Only I noticed that the postmark was talking.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, it did.
How was he?
Oh, he seems to be enjoying himself.
Which is more than you'll be doing if you're moving with Ivy after you're married. It never works. Isn't that right, Elsie?
Yeah.
Not even if you get on with your in-laws, which you don't. I've seen cats and dogs get on better than you and Ivy.
I get on with Bert.
It is Ivy you'll be sharing the kitchen with, and the living room with, and the bathroom with, and Brian with. It doesn't work. And to right, Elsie.
What?
Oh, I wish you'd take more interest.
Look, this is a very interesting letter from Ron. He writes a very good letter, Ron does.
He would do being gifted with the gab. I'm only saying this for your own good, Gail.
I know you are.
Then please think on. Listen to Brian Baru. For once in his life, he's being sensible. Will you please tell Ivy it's not on? Elsie! Oh.
She's right in most of the things she says, you know.
I know.
I wouldn't risk it.
Not many would.
Herbie! Are you in there? I want a word. It's Eddie. It's not the fuzz.
To me, starlight and dewdrops are waiting for thee. Sounds of the rude world heard in the day, lulled in the moonlight have all passed away. They are. What do you think of that then? No, perfect.
Never mind what I think. The driver of the 34 bus down Bessie Street, when he heard your caterwauling, he swerved into Dixon's fish shop.
By the heck, I'll tell you one thing. Me learning to play the piano's brought a lot of comedians out from behind the skirting board.
You're no more learning the piano than I'm learning to fly.
No, well, you're right there. No chance of you ever flying. There isn't an aeroplane big enough to carry you.
Where's my dinner?
There isn't any. If I can live on my music, you can live on your fat.
I'll have to go to Rovers, won't I? But the weekend, when you got your hand out for the housekeeping, it'll be a bit short. Dinners I've had to buy out.
Well, you can keep your flipping housekeeping. There's more to this life than the appetites of the flesh, Stanley. There's your soul to cherish and all.
The only soul you got's on your shoe.
Beautiful dreamer, waken to me. Starlight and dewdrops.
Oh!
Hello, love. Hey, you should have just come straight in. No need to stand on ceremony here.
Well, I'm not stopping. I'm supposed to be at the bank getting change.
Do you fancy a chip? Go on, I don't mind, as long as it's one of Ivy's.
No, thanks. What I came about was, you know what Ivy said yesterday about me and Brian moving in here when we got married?
Oh, yeah?
Well, I told Brian and...
He didn't reckon much to it?
No.
No, well, I'm not surprised, love. You see, he doesn't forgive very easy, our Brian. He's a bit like his mum in that respect. Not like me, you see. Easy going. Anyway, what did you think of the idea yourself?
Well, it's not to be recommended, is it, living with your in-laws? Nobody's got a good word for it.
No, not really. And I dare say all the best agony columns are against it too. But there is one thing in its favour, you know. It's cheap, just like Ivy said.
Yeah, the price might be high in other respects.
Gail, love, you know, Ivy's motive for asking you to come and stay here, well, it wasn't exactly straightforward. Most motives aren't, are they? I think it was just a combination of trying to get our Brian back under this roof. But, well, part of it was to try and make it up with you.
But if Brian's against it...
Yeah, I admit that is a bit of a snag. But then, nothing's impossible, is it? And I mean, me and you'd be on the same side, wouldn't we?
That's true. I've got to be going. You'll tell Ivy, will you?
Yeah, of course I will. Hey, sure you don't want one of Ivy's chips?
Thanks.
Ta-ra, love.
Ta-ra. Oh, hello.
Hello.
Gotta get going. I'll be late for work. See you.
Hang on a minute. Did you have a word with our Brian? Did she?
Yeah.
And?
He turned it down.
But she never tried to persuade him.
Hey, now, you don't know that.
What can you see her doing?
Well, I think you ought to give her the benefit of the doubt, love. That is if you still want to make it up with them.
I'm doing my best, Bert. But it takes two to shake hands, you know.
Yeah, well, you've just got to give it time, love. Just give it time.
If only I could speak to him.
Yeah, well, never mind all that. Come on, get your chips before they go cold.
Hello, Edison. Pull up a chair.
Where is it, Herbie?
What? Where's what?
The clock you nicked from the house I was doing the job at the other day.
I haven't seen you for years. Last time I saw you, you were in Nick, in Walton.
The last time you saw me was 3 days ago, when I took pity on you, give you a cup of tea and you repay me by nicking a clock from a friend's house.
No, not me. You've got the wrong fella. Day before yesterday, I was in Manchester on a bit of business. Hey, Eddie, what are you doing?
Where is it, Herbie?
Get off!
Herbie!
I flogged it, didn't I?
Who to?
I don't know. I fell in a pub. I'm sorry, Eddie. Only I was short. I hadn't any money. I hadn't had a decent meal for days.
Do you call that food, do you? Come on your feet.
Where are we going?
We're going to see a friend of mine. She thinks I nicked it. She was only married to a copper, wasn't she?
Was?
He's dead.
What do you want me to do?
Tell her the truth.
And have her blow the whistle on me? They'd only feed me to a police dog, nicking from a copper's widow.
Hard luck.
I'm not telling her anything. I was never in that house.
Herbie!
Go and break me arm. If the law get me, they break every bone in my body. I should be in for a long time, and I couldn't stand it. I'm too old. Eddie, don't me heart. Honest, I've got a bad heart. I never put you down as a ruffian. Never.
Please, Herbie. Look, I'm in stuck. Look, she probably won't turn you in. Not if you come clean. Please.
I don't know you, Eddie.
I do.
What do you want?
Is Betty in?
She's off, ill.
Oh.
I'm here, Eddie. Just come round here a minute. I want a word with you.
What for, Mrs. Sharples?
Come on round, I said.
Yeah, flaming twice, eh?
Do you think it was him that pinched that clock?
Well, don't you?
I'd rather see it proved in a court of law first.
He wouldn't have done it. He's not that daft.
What can I do for you, Mrs. Sharples? Mrs. Walker? Not very popular, am I?
Sit down. Have you got a drink?
No.
Pint in here, Fred G, and you can scowl all you like. I believe you're in some sort of lumber.
I am Dutch, yes, yeah.
Does Betty Turpin really think that you took that clock of hers?
Well, can you blame her with my reputation?
Or what are you going to do about it?
Oh, I don't know. I'm thinking about fading into the woodwork. Just disappearing, you know. I don't want any more prison.
Why don't you throw yourself on her mercy? She's a good woman.
Yeah, I've tried that. It doesn't work.
I'll try it again.
What's the point?
Do it for me, eh? Because I don't believe you stole that clock. I don't think you'd do a bad thing like that for 1 minute.
Well, you're the only one round here that doesn't.
Well, stop feeling sorry for yourself. It doesn't suit
Right,
you.
Mrs. Sharples.
By the heck, your dinner hour gets longer by the minute.
If I come into pubs, it's your fault. No food at home.
You'd come into pubs if you lived in a cafe. Where's Mrs. Walker, Fred?
She's gone to lie down. Couldn't stand the sight of me working.
Hey, I've done it.
Done what?
I can play Beautiful Dreamer all through without a mistake.
We've been practising, Hilda. Free trade all.
No, at home. Driving me balmy.
Want me to show you? If I play very quiet so she won't hear.
She won't hear. I will, Hilda. No thanks.
Let her play if she wants to.
Eh?
Look, if anybody's boss of that piano, I am. Because I've played it more than anybody else.
Oh, thanks very much, Mrs. Sharples.
Have you got something against us, Ina?
No, but I thought it might drive you all out to work. Nothing else seems to make you do it.
I'll remember that next time we got a dripping tap.
Besides, I thought it might be a bit of fun, and I haven't had much of that lately.
Are you ready?
It's murder. Like jumping up and down a spring mattress.
Very good for a beginner.
Yeah, and one where hasn't even got a piano. Thank
Didn't
you.
even wake up Mrs. Walker.
No, well, it'll send her into a deeper sleep, won't it?
What are you going on to next, love? Beethoven?
No, Rosa Trellee, actually. That's next in my book.
Hear that, Stanley?
I heard.
Shall I play you the rest?
Yeah, why not?
You better come in.
I hear you've not been too well.
Who told you that?
Fred, I think it was Fred.
I'm all right. Right. Have you got any news for me?
No, not worth telling.
You've not got it back then?
No.
What about this other chap?
He says he sold it in a pub to a stranger.
In a pub? My Cyril says that's what they all say.
I bought it in the pub you worship. I didn't steal it.
He sold it.
What's the difference? Where is he now?
Half cut, under the arches. Likely stoned out of his mind by now.
Oh, well. At least the police will be able to pick him up.
For all the good it'll do.
Why?
Well, he just deny everything. That's what he says. Look, Betty, I didn't steal your clock. I wouldn't do it, never in a million years.
We'll have to let the police decide that.
Yeah, and they will, won't they? They'll decide it was me.
Well, you've nothing to fear if you're innocent.
Haven't I? Betty, I'm a villain from way back. With the records you could play for an hour, and you're a copper's widow. There's one thing coppers do, is they look after their own. You kick one and you kick the lot. Kick a copper's widow and you've really got them aggravated. Oh yeah, they mightn't get me for the clock, but they'll find something. And it won't finish there, will it? Because the court's exactly the same, innit? It's all part of the same big club. Oh, they'll put me down, all right. They'll put me down for a very long time.
But none of that's my fault. I mean, you never should have let that man come into my home.
Please, Betty, give us another chance. Please. Please.
Oh, that must be balmy.
Thanks. Look, how much was the clock worth, like? I mean, put a price on it, you know.
Why?
Well, I want to pay for it, you know. Not right away, as I said, but...
I can't put a price on it. I mean, not in money. Not something that belonged to me and my Cyril. That reminded me of him every time I looked at it.
Yeah.
It's in here somewhere.
Oh, it doesn't matter, Gail, really. There's bound to be something on that suits me.
Yeah, it might be a double X. You don't want to be seen slinking into one of them.
Or, on the other hand, it might just do wonders for my reputation.
Emily Bishop.
It's a joke, Gail. Really.
Should hope it was. Here we are.
It's all right. Sorry, Superman. Oh.
Don't look so crestfallen. I'm going. Bye, Gail. See you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.
Best of luck.
Hey, what's you wishing you the best of luck for?
Did she?
You heard her.
I've no idea.
She says with a look on her face, which means just the opposite.
Aren't we getting observant?
Come on, what have you been cooking up?
Brian,
Wait for it.
would it be such a bad idea if we moved in with your mum and dad after we were married?
Hey, who's been getting at you?
Nobody. But there are a lot of advantages, not least the money. We could save much quicker for our house than we ever could in a flat.
Yeah, but what about the disadvantages? Called me mother. Oh, she'd have a nose in everything.
Look at it this way. We want our own house, right?
Right,
The quicker the better, right?
right.
There'd not be much left to save after we paid the rent on a flat and kept ourselves. At your mum's, we'd be quids in. How much did you pay for your board when you were at home?
I'll give her 10 quid.
So that's 20 quid for the two of us at the outside. We'd have enough for a deposit in 6 months.
God, you're a right mercenary so-and-so, aren't you?
Well, one of us has to be. Anyway, it's not just the money. I think I could get on with your mum if she gave me half a chance. She is mellowing. I'd certainly get on with your dad.
So, because you got a thing about my dad, we've got to go and live with him, eh?
Yeah. Anyway, be honest. Wouldn't you rather make it up with your mum rather than all this skulking about? Yeah. Anyway, what's 6 months out of our young and happy lives? And if it don't work out, we can always pack up.
Are you always going to be organising my life like this?
Yeah. Go and tell her.
Me?
Yeah, you. Come best from you.
Oh, well, it's all work and no play, though, isn't it?
Well, I'll stop at home if you like. And then your tea will be ready waiting for you on the table when you come home.
Very funny. But I was thinking more of me stopping at home and you getting yourself a better job.
Ooh, you're not daft, you, are you?
Hey, you could get yourself a job as a long-distance lorry driver, you know. Or on an oil rig. Now, that's not a bad idea. A week on, a week off, know what I mean? Be like a second honeymoon every other week.
Do you think you're up to it?
Yeah. I'd eat loads of oysters.
Get your tea and sure up. Brian.
Hello, Mum. Dad?
Oh, what's up? You come to borrow a cup of sugar?
Bert.
No. Well, what I've come to say is... Well...
Well, come on, spit it out for God's sake.
Bert. Go on, love.
Well, it's about your offer to have us. To let us live here after we're married. It sounds a good offer, so... We'll take it. That's all, really.
Have you had your tea?
Hey?
She says, have you had your tea?
No.
Well, there's plenty here, isn't that right, love?
Yeah. Yeah, of course there is.
Right, then. I'll, just go upstairs and wash my hands.
And take that filthy overall off and all. There's a clean shirt on your bed. Bert, do you think he'll be stopping?
Of course he will, love. Oh, my name's not Herbert Harrison Tilsley. Now, love, come on, don't start that game. Hey, come on, because you've done very well. You have, love.
You've done very well indeed.
Yoo-hoo! How'd you go on then? Have a good week?
Yes, very good, thank you. I'm beginning to wish we'd made it a fortnight.
Oh, somebody's got this Sunday joint in.
Hi, kid. Hi, Ken.
Ah, quite a committee.
Everything bar the brass band. Mind you, the Lord Mayor couldn't come.
How's the traffic, Ken?
Yeah, well, the motorway's very quiet.
Hey, you, which way are you going?
South, darling, the smoke.
Okay, come on then, Tracy.
Come on, madam. Ah, the end to a glorious week, eh? It's just hope we don't catch Auntie Emily and her curlers.
That flaming burglar alarm over at Baldwin's. It started at midday, it's now nearly 7:15. That's 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, nearly 7 solid hours without stopping.
My Sunday's been absolutely shattered. Now, I don't normally criticise other people, but if you happen to be in charge of
Now, come on, Mrs. Walker. Fair dues. Mike Baldwin did leave the key with Steve Fisher.
And did he have the sense to keep it on his person? Oh, no. He leaves it in a drawer in the office, would you believe? And so we have this infliction and shall have it until Monday morning at least.
The second you can't get 40 winks on a flaming Sunday, innit?
40 winks? You've had about 40,000 winks, not to mention 6,000 snores. We'll have a light ale with that, please.
You know you want Fairclough round there. He'd soon fix the flaming thing.
Fairclough, he wouldn't show his face. Like Alf Roberts, big wet Nellies when it comes to someone who needs a bit of gumption.
If he was bothered, Hilda, and I don't suppose he
He's
is.
in the bath. I heard him singing when I was at Cudgee.
If he was bothered, he'd have that door down in no time.
I'm a bit surprised at you, Stan.
Yes, Stan. You know, your only hope apart from Fairclough is Eddie Yates.
Yates, you're joking.
Well, I've never had any great affection for Eddie Yates, but I do feel that in this situation he would find an answer.
In the shape of a big hammer, no doubt.
Well, Stanley, are you just going to stand there?
If there is a man in this street who could silence that bell, I would give him a medal.
Not to mention a pint of your best, Mrs. Walker?
Shut up, you flaming thing, making a flaming noise!
Take a break to it, Stanley. Don't you worry, my Stan will fix this flaming nuisance. Yeah, Chuck, give it a belt with that. Go on, show him your metal.
I'll flaming well fix you.
Go on, Chuck, give it a good bump.
Okay, Chuck, watch this. Now, you flaming thing, you'll shut up.
Oh, thank God for that.
What the hell's happened?
God in heaven.
Hey, up. That alarm stopped.
Yes, and me blooming mixers stopped with it and all.
I'm sorry, gents, there's now coming through.
It must be a party.
Right, Mrs. Walker, you can give him his medal next week.
Never mind the medal, I'll have a pint on here now, pronto.
Hey, has anyone done out? Anyone rang the board?
Run the board. You're a bit blooming late, aren't you?
We've done it without ringing the board, no messing.
Yeah, give it a dose of the poker, that's what we done. So you can go back and play with your loofah.
You haven't only stopped that alarm, you pillock. You've blacked out the whole flaming street.
Well, it was nice of Emily to leave us alone.
Yeah, the question is, how alone is alone?
How do you mean?
Well, we go out of that door there, and it's not exactly sky, water, and the occasional shepherd, is it? It's bricks, mortar, and people.
Nosy people.
4 inches of wall, and there's Albert Tatlock. 4 inches of wall, and there's the Tilsdale.
So you're not that chuffed to be back then?
Are you?
No, not really.
I felt secure. Did you feel secure?
Yeah, I think I did.
No, I don't know. But it's what people don't say, isn't it? It's the assumptions that they make. Ah, back on. A bit harsh, isn't it?
Turn it off again.
Makes it more like the cottage.
To moan about, Mrs. Walker. You've got your electricity back on. The factory hasn't.
Young man, I am not talking about the power failure. I shall complain about that to the proper authorities. What I am talking about, not moaning, but talking, is the torture we endured from that alarm of yours, and would be enduring still if it were not for the resolute action of Mr. Alderman.
Well, that is unfortunate. I mean, I normally do have the key. Am I barred?
Why? The factory's still up.
Well, they reckon it's causing all the damage.
Gonna take a bit, isn't it?
Well, they can't do anything till Monday, and then who knows how long it's going to take.
Oh, production stopped, has it, eh?
Sabotaged, isn't it? And there's us sweating on that border for Browns. I mean, it's make or break.
Bye, ex-Stanley. Be blood for supper when Baldwin gets back.
Isn't it lovely to think it's all sorted out and all we've got to do is count off the days?
10 days.
And we'll be in the registry office.
Just walk in, half an hour, and out we come, married. No fuss, no bother, just do it.
Do you want another drink, love?
Yeah. You know, Bert, I've just been thinking about our Brian and Gail.
What, thinking what a nice couple they make, you mean?
Yeah, I'm thinking about that.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking about a proper wedding, Bert. A church wedding, in our church. Do you know, I'd love to see them coming down aisle after they've been blessed with Father.
You're not serious? It must be the ale, it's gone right to you. It's made you sentimental.
Now listen here, Bert. I am serious.
Don't you?
Yeah, I know that Stanley done it.
Yeah, who else?
You can hardly blame him. You, the racket that thing was making, it nearly drove us all spare.
Yeah, but he didn't have to go at the alarm with a poker now, did he?
Well, that's just his gentle way of doing things, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Mike's gentle way of doing things that's worrying me.
Yeah, when's he due back?
Sometime this morning, and he's not exactly going to be ecstatic when he finds this lot waiting for him.
Must have murdered a policeman.
Eh?
Something my dad used to say when he lost at cards. I must have murdered a policeman. You know, what worries me is that why does Mike always op it when there's something diabolical happening and we're left in charge?
Yeah, I was asking myself the same question.
Go and have another go at it, will you?
Now, don't you think it'd be better if we all went inside, ladies?
What for? Machines aren't working.
No, but there must be something we can do.
What? We can't even brew up.
No, but you can sweep up, can't you?
No, we can't. It's not our job.
What's up?
They're trying to get electricity back on again.
Oh, good, because I thought it was late.
Yeah, I was thinking you were late and all.
Now, listen. It's no use you getting your rag out, because until them machines start working, there's no nobody can do. Anyway, if you want me, you know where I live. Give us a shout. Oh, lasses, look who's here. Our hero. Give him a big cheer. Hey, Stan, come over here.
Well, what's to do?
Come here, love. Oh, Robert Redford, eat your heart out.
What's that for?
Do you know if it weren't for him, we'd be working like clappers, won't we? Instead of stood out here and we're getting paid for it. Hey, we are getting paid, aren't we?
Oh, yeah. Minimum.
Come on, let's go for a cup of tea.
Yeah,
I'll do. Just give us half, please, love.
What's up with you? Can't you sleep?
No, not a dog's chance. It's too quiet. I like a good row around me, you know what I mean? Give me a good row and I drop off a treat.
Just hang on a bit to be a right blow up when Mike Baldwin gets back.
Hey, it's a lot nicer chucking darts and threading a needle, isn't it?
Hey, I've just seen the rest of the tiller girls outside your house, I know.
Listen, now am I going to tell Mike it was Stan Ogden? I mean, after all, he is my next-door neighbour, isn't he?
You don't have to. Just say that some Burke took a poker to that fire alarm and blacked out the old flaming street and give him one guess.
He won't need two, and that's a fact.
Turn off.
I know, I'll get that. What about you, Elsie, darling?
Yeah, why not?
And me too. And get one for yourself.
Cheers, good health.
Cheers, love.
How is it that anything that stops people working these days is cause for celebration?
Hang on a minute, Mrs. Walker. I'm not celebrating. I can't wait to get back over there.
I'm not talking about our generation, Mrs. Tanner. I'm talking about the present one. If anything can stop people earning their weekly wage, they are delighted. Absolutely delighted. Not a single thought for tomorrow. Now, how can we hope to get back to the glorious days of the British Empire when that attitude prevails? How can we? Tell me that. It should be all hands to the plough. Oh, Bed, I'm just going for a little lie down before lunch.
Don't look at me. I didn't say a word.
All right.
No, they don't know when they're going to get us working again, or if they do, they're not saying.
Give him a pint, love.
Oh, darling, on a big glass so I can drown myself in it.
Oh, come on now, it wasn't your fault.
Try telling Mike that. Cheers.
Now, here's a real story if you want one. Guess what is hanging on Deirdre Langton's washing line at this very moment?
You don't mean...
I do. Only the smalls of a certain educated gentleman who lives with his uncle not a million miles away from here. Polka dot jockey shorts, would you believe?
Ah, but how do you know there is?
Before I answer that, sir, are you from a Sunday paper? And if so, how much are you offering? Have I to give Ken one?
If he wants one, here.
Yeah, just make a half, please, Ben.
Do you mind if I have a word?
Not at all. All right, what can I do for you?
You can tell me to mind my own business if you like, but I think I'm entitled to an opinion.
About what?
Deirdre, next time you think of taking her to the Lake District, just remember she's a married woman.
I didn't forget. And you can take that whichever way you like.
I don't want to row.
Neither do I.
But I think someone ought to speak up for Ray, seeing as he isn't here to protect his own interests.
Oh, and what interests are those?
He is her husband, you know.
Right, he's her husband. Not an absentee landlord, and she's not a piece of property. She's a woman, and she doesn't cease to be a woman because her husband leaves her.
Found that out, has he?
I don't think this is getting anywhere, do you?
I've set me peace.
All right.
Yeah. Don't I get any change?
They want everything, fellas, don't they?
You look lovely. Suits you. Sit down a minute.
Oh, well, I've got to get...
Just for a minute. Look, Gail, I think it'd be different if you weren't my only son, but it's the only chance I'll have, so I thought it'd be daft if I didn't say something. I mean, if you keep quiet, people don't know what you're thinking, do they?
No.
How do you fancy a white wedding?
A what? You mean in a church?
Yeah, it's something I've always wanted for our Brian. And it's more like real thing, isn't it?
What does Brian say?
Well, I've not mentioned it to him yet. I thought it'd be best if I had a word with you first.
Oh, well, I'll ask him. There'll be a lot to do.
Oh, I'll help. And Bert will. Any way we can, love.
I'll see what he says.
Right, we're ready for that.
Hey, can I put the kettle on?
Why can't you get your hot water somewhere else?
Not for windows, I want a cup of tea.
Oh, there's a fresh pot here, I've just made it.
Oh, good. Hey, you know that Sammy Fletcher, that bookie in Bessie Street, married that young dancer?
Yeah, what about him?
Well, they're back to their honeymoon. He's over 17, she's nearly 28. Sat there fussing him, you know.
I see. Give you ideas, has it? Well, forget 'em. You don't even deserve me, so you stand a fat chance of getting yourself a 28-year-old dancer.
Well, I'm only saying.
Yeah, well, don't. And just think yourself lucky. She'll see him off inside 12 months. And you don't need to say now to that neither, because I know what you're thinking.
Is Mike Baldwin about?
Not as far as I know. Why, where was you thinking of hiding? Under the table?
I'm not frightened of him.
Well, it's about time you were. Oh, I despair of you sometimes, Stanley. I do, honest.
You gave me the poker.
I know. To get the lid off that burglar alarm box, not to plunge the entire country into total darkness.
I didn't know the flaming thing was going to come off the wall, did it?
Ooh, you know, one of these days, Stan, you're going to do something that'll get us well thought of in this street. Do you think you could manage it while I'm still alive?
Hi, Mike. Hi. Now, I know it's only a few minutes, but this is the 1 o'clock lunch time. How come they're here dead on one? And if they are here dead on one,
We've had a bit of trouble. Yeah, the power's off. We've got the electricity board in.
When did this happen?
Last night. We've had a bit of a disaster.
Last night? Last night? So you mean to tell me that nothing's been done all morning?
No, we haven't started yet. Look, if you come inside, I'll tell you all about it.
Yeah, I think you better, mate.
Geronimo!
Right, you might well.
Hi. Hey, keep him out, Rovers.
You must be joking. Look, Mike, come back, calm down. You'll do no good.
I know where the fat slobber be. I've been looking for you, Ogden. Have you got any idea what you've done? Have you got any idea in that thick head of yours what you've done over there?
Who? Me? What?
Who? Me? What, you stupid Burke? I've got a workshop full of machines over there, not one of them working. I've got women on full pay gossiping in the street. I've got an order I've been dreaming of for years, and what's happening to it, eh? Nothing. Not because of you, you fat slob. You!
Here, watch it.
I've got a rule about it in women order, but for you, I'll break it. Now, I'm going to have you. I'm going to have you good. You can make any sort of mess you want of your own life, but once you start treading on my side of the line, then you're in trouble. I'm going to have you for trespass, willful damage...
Hey, but the burglar alarm!
I couldn't care less what it was.
Well, I'm afraid I do care. I care very much, and I don't think I'm the only one. Now, I do not condone for one single moment the methods Mr. Ogden used, but I do know that he brought a great deal of relief to everyone in this street. That noise was intolerable.
Hear, hear.
Yeah, here, and thank you very much, Mrs. Walker. We're all his fault.
If only you'd kept your equipment in good order.
If anybody's going to have anybody, I reckon they could have you under the Noise Abatement Act.
It's right, you know. I couldn't hear myself think.
Yeah, it was a flipping disgrace.
Yeah, they got a point, you know, Mike. I mean, whether they could prosecute or not, I don't know.
Have you got anything to do with this?
No.
Well, that's a flaming wonder.
I'm sorry about this, everybody, but I hope you can see his point of view. It has landed us in a right mess.
Well, it's just where you deserve to be.
Hang on a minute, Hilda. It wasn't his fault.
Yeah, fair dues. He did everything he could to get that alarm shut off.
Yeah, but it were my Stan what done it, weren't it? And all he had were a poker. Now, Mrs. Walker said it all. You listen to her. Like she said, my Stanley brought a great deal of relief to this street.
I also said that I couldn't condone the way he did it.
I know you did, Mrs. Walker, and don't think I'm not grateful. Not everybody would have stuck up for us like that. Come along, Stanley. If you'll excuse us, it's been a very trying morning.
They say ignorance is bliss.
She must be the happiest woman alive.
Hey, we've got a bit more bread.
Huh?
Bit more bread to wipe up me egg, you know.
Oh, good heavens, Stanley, you've had 2 eggs and have done how much bacon, not to mention half a loaf. Have you never done?
You're always telling me off, aren't you, for not wiping me egg up because you can't wash it off.
All right, all right. Amazing what you can remember if it'll get you something to eat. Here.
Can I have some butter?
No, you can't. You're fat enough. Funny how you can misjudge people, isn't it? Oh, I know I've had a few things to say about Annie Walker in my time, but give her a due. She stuck up for us today.
Aye, they all did.
Yeah, they did. Nice to have everybody in agreement with you for once.
Well, we were in the right. I did stop that siren.
Oh, I know we were right, Stan. But that's never stopped them blackguarding us before, has it? No, I felt real proud today. Stood there with them all behind us, so to speak. What was it Annie Walker said? She didn't condone what you did.
Yeah.
Very nice, that. Hey, what's it mean exactly?
I don't know what it means exactly. Probably I wasn't to blame, you know.
Yeah. Hey, look it up up in the dictionary.
Where is it?
Bottom drawer.
How do you spell it?
Well, it'll be, what? C-O-N-D-O-N-E, won't it? How many other ways are there of spelling it?
Oh, well, it could be D-O-A-N, couldn't it? Like moan or groan, you know.
Yeah, well, you should know. Any road, look up C-O-N-D-O-N-E. And if it's not there, look up D-O-A-N.
It's not in.
Well, like I say, look up D-O-A-N.
That's not in either. It goes from buttercup to cringe.
Oh, flipping heck. We'll have to get another dictionary. That one's falling to bits.
Well, we got this one when we got wed, didn't we?
Yeah. Been a few new words since we got wed and all.
Aye.
No, we'll get a new one, Stan. Because it's a priceless gift, is the English language. I heard somebody on the wireless say that once. And, you know, I thought to myself, you're right. It is. It's a priceless gift. I've always envied them with the way with words. Here's us, can't look up anything between buttercup and cringe. No, we'll save up and get a new one.
Hey, that Mike Baldwin. You don't think he'll sue us out, do you?
Well, what's he going to get if he does sue us? I mean, just look around you, Stanley. What's he going to get?
Hey, what's these letters doing here?
I put them there this morning.
What do you put them in kitchen for?
Well, they're under bills.
Well, ours might be, but there's a letter here for Deirdre Langton.
You what? You daft Apeth. Give it here, love. I'll drop it in on my way past. Try, kid.
Try.
Hey, you got any news for your mother?
Yeah.
Ah, well, if it's good news, it'll keep. If it's bad, I don't want to know. All right. See ya.
Ta-ra.
Ta-ra.
Well, what have you got to tell me?
We'd like to get married in church.
Honest?
Yeah, as long as you do it proper.
Oh, you love. Hey, you get that bottle of wine out that your Auntie Sissy brought from Jersey.
Hey, great. I've been trying to crack that for years.
Yeah, I know, but you think the postman would know better, wouldn't you, without having a foreign stamp on? Mind you, I'm not excusing our bride, and he should have known better. Should have looked.
Well, he's probably got a lot on his mind with a wedding coming up and everything.
That's true. Hey, love, I'm sorry. I hope I didn't wake her, did I, when I knocked?
Oh, it's all right. She's just having a little whimper. Yeah, she's gone off again.
That's good. How is she?
Oh, she's fine.
She's a bright little kid, you know. No mistake about that. Right, love, I'll get off to my work. Oh, look, I hope you won't think I'm cheeky like, but this mate at work, his lad, he collects foreign stamps, so could I have that one when you finish with it?
Yeah, of course you can.
Only you don't see many from Holland, do you?
No.
Right, love, see you. Thanks
Bye.
very much. Don't bother to see me out. Find my own way.
Thanks.
Ta-ra.
Right. OK, love, I'll tell lad when he brings your evening paper. Ta-ra. That was Mrs. Ridgway, Eldon Street. She got her comic this morning instead of a nursing magazine. Oh, I said it'd be that new paper lad of ours. He'll have shoved it through the wrong door. No, she said no. It definitely had my number on it. Oh, yes. Oh, pardon. Pardon? Come on, Mavis, you're in a dopey mood, aren't you? No wonder you made a mess of marking papers up.
Oh, I'm sorry, Rita. I can't help it.
So, some little lad somewhere has got a nursing magazine instead of a comic. Well, with any luck, give him a bit of a laugh. Come on, Mavis, buck up.
I'm sorry, Rita, but as it happens, I had a terrible night last night.
Terrible night? Sounds as if you were with that dozy Derek.
No, I mean, I hardly slept a wink.
Definitely not Derek.
Oh, you know perfectly well I haven't seen Derek for weeks.
How do I know what you get up to? I mean, for all I know, you might be out dancing at a disco every night. Or gambling for high stakes at a slinky nightclub.
You always have to make a mock of everything, you. Well, I think you might have a bit of sympathy. I were up practically all night.
Oh, come on, I'm sorry. I do sympathise. What was it, collywobbles? Upset tummy?
No, it were noises.
What sort of noises?
Well, I heard things like very strange sounds.
Like I said, collywobbles.
Do you fancy a poached egg for breakfast?
Deirdre?
I'm sorry, Emily. Were you speaking?
I was just asking what you felt like having for breakfast.
Oh, nothing, thanks, love. I'm not hungry.
Deirdre, I'm not being nosy, honestly. And if you want me to mind my own business, just say so. But is something bothering you? I dare say I shouldn't have asked. I'll put the kettle on.
No, look, I'm sorry, Emily. There is something bothering me, and I wouldn't mind telling you about it, as a matter of fact.
Is it the letter from Ray?
How did you know it was from Ray?
Well, it was the stamp. I just noticed it had a Dutch stamp, that's all.
Yes, it is from Ray. Came as a bit of a shock, actually.
He's not ill or anything.
Oh, no, not him. Just listen to this. Dear Deirdre, I am writing this letter because I have been having a think about us. It is getting on for a year now since we split up. As you will admit, I'm sure it was you that wanted to split up, not me. Anyway, I'm not arguing about that now. It's all over and done with. I know that. Like I said, I have been thinking, and it seems to me that the best thing is for us to get divorced.
Oh, Deirdre, I'm sorry. Oh, I can understand you being upset.
It wasn't really that. Well, it was a bit. I mean, I know it was all over, but I just couldn't help thinking back to the times we were happy, you know, before it all went wrong. Anyway, where was I? To get divorced. I know you and me are finished, so we might as well get it sorted out and make a proper job of it. Don't get me wrong, Deirdre. I'm not trying to get out of doing the right thing for Tracy. She's my daughter, and she always will be. So you needn't think I'll try to get out of supporting her and sending you the money for her.
He was always very fond of Tracy.
Oh, yeah, I think he's being straight about that. Anyway, listen. Anyway, I don't see any point in hanging about on this. I've been going into the ins and outs, and if we want a divorce, just because we split up, we would have to wait 2 years for it. So, the quickest way will be if I divorce you. There'll be no problem in getting it because I know all about you and Ken Barlow, so...
What does he mean about you and Ken?
Well, you know what he means, Emily. So what I'll do is bring an action naming Ken. That way it will be all quick and simple. I dare say that will suit you just as much as me. Give Tracy all my love. Ray.
Oh.
Well, now you know what's been on my mind.
Is that it, Ellen?
Yeah, it's all one. Thank you, darling.
Hey, you.
Good morning, Elf. The coffee doesn't smell like it used to, does it?
Not that instant, no.
I don't think manufacturers want food to smell these days.
I used to come in here in the old days, you know.
Hey, Len, you sound like a right old codger.
Not so much of the old. I'm not going back that far, you know. Used to walk in here, and the first thing that met you was a nostril full of beautiful smells. All good ones, too.
You don't think it's Tracy he wants?
How do you mean?
Well, if he divorces you, perhaps he's hoping to get Tracy.
Oh, no, I don't think he'd do that, Emily. Anyway, divorce isn't like that now. It's very rarely they take the children off the mother.
Oh, it's a terrible thing to happen to anyone. You must feel awful about it.
Well, to be quite honest, Emily, I've been feeling a lot of things. I mean, it was a blow at first. I know the marriage was dead, but, well, this sort of buries it. And then I got angry.
Angry?
At his nerve. I mean, he was the one who split the marriage up. Him and that Janice. And he's divorcing me. I mean, what a flipping cheek. Only a fella could do that.
Yes, I hadn't thought of that, but he can't do it, surely.
I don't know. I suspect he can. I mean, I don't know much about these things, but I've got a feeling I should have done something about those two right away. I mean, then and there. Anyway, as I say, I got angry. And then I thought, what does it matter?
Oh, I think it does matter, Deirdre.
No, but I mean, what odds does it make? Who divorces who? If he wants to divorce me because of Ken, let him go ahead. And that's another thing. How did he find out?
I hadn't thought of that.
Well, I have. I've lied awake thinking about it. And there's only one answer. Somebody round here must have told him. They must have wrote to him and told him.
Well, I hope you don't think that
Oh, no, of course not. But somebody did.
Yes.
So, you know, as I say, I was thinking, you know, if he wants to divorce me, let him go ahead. If, as he says, this is the quickest way, then let him get on with and let's just get it over with. At least then I'll be able to get on with the rest of my life. I don't know, in a way I feel relieved, hopeful.
Well, that's all very well, Deirdre, but there is the scandal to think about. The gossips will have a field day.
I can stand it, I think. Anyway, at least I'll be free again, like Ken is.
You haven't thought very much about Ken, have you?
I've tried not to. But you see, now I can start looking ahead. I can start thinking about Ken and me.
I don't think you quite realise what I mean. Surely you can see that this is going to be a terrible blow to Ken.
Blow? How is it going to be a blow?
Being named in a divorce case, especially in his position, he isn't going to like it one little bit.
There we are. Nice day, isn't it?
It's raining.
Well, it's just a refreshing little shower. It's still a nice day. Are those kaleidoscopes you got up there?
Yeah, Mavis, pass us one down. Mavis. Pardon?
Can I have a look at one of your kaleidoscopes?
Oh, yes, certainly.
Yeah, I haven't seen one of these for years. Mind you, I haven't been looking.
Hey, they're not bad and quite reasonable.
I used to really enjoy looking into these. Yeah, right. I'll take it. How much is it?
£1.30, please, Ken.
Good. It'll be just the thing for Tracy. Don't bother wrapping it up. Keep it as it is.
Thank you. Here's change, Ken. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I thought you said 1.30. You give me 10p too much.
Oh, thanks very much.
Don't mention it.
Oh,
Bye.
thank you. Ta-da. Bye. Giving our profits away now, are we? Not everybody's like Ken, you know. Some of the little brains work like lightning. Sorry, Go on. Break shop. Look, I know you had a bad night. You'll just have to get a grip. I can't help it, Rich. I'm not worried. What about? What about tonight if I hear them noises again? You haven't heard it, you know. It's really eerie. You're not trying to tell me that flat's haunted, are you? No, I never said any such thing, and I wish you hadn't either. Right. We're going to settle this, lady, once and for all. Come on, up them stairs. Right. Where's this wonderful noise, then? It's not wonderful, Rita. It's horrible. Well, I'm waiting. Well, you can't hear it all the time. Well, where does it come from? Well, it's very hard to say. Well, what does it sound like? Describe it. It's very difficult. It's not like anything else I've ever heard before. Well, that covers a multitude of sins, because you've led a very sheltered life. And you're going to hear some very choice language you've never heard before if you don't shake yourself. Now, come on, describe it. Well, it's like tapping noises, like somebody tapping the fingers, and then there's a whispering and a scratching. You've been watching horror films on telly, haven't you? No, honestly. Oh, yes, you have. You've been watching Peter Cushing slowly going crackers. Oh, I swear I haven't, Rita. Well, if you haven't, you're ready for Funny Farm. Now, come on, back down to that shop. And at dinner time, get yourself down to the Rovers and buy yourself a big reviving pick-me-up.
You ever see anything of Ron Mather nowadays?
As a matter of fact, he rang me up last night. Must have been on the phone for at least half an hour.
How's he doing now? Is he still down in Torquay?
Oh, he's got a suntan, seems to be enjoying life. Keeps issuing invitations for yours truly to go and have a holiday with him.
Why don't you take him up on it?
I might just do that. Hey, Len, have you ever fancied a job like Ron's? You know, chauffeuring a rich fella about.
I do it all the time when I'm out in the van, don't I?
Ah, yeah, but you're not rich.
No, but I am the boss and I can't afford to buy you a drink. Gin and tonic, will you?
Ah, you're a good lad.
Same again, darling, please.
Oh, Mrs. Walker. Hello, dear. Perhaps you can help me. Rita says I need a pick-me-up.
Are you feeling run down?
Well, yes, I suppose I am, really.
I know the very thing. Brown cherry, raw egg, and the top of the milk bottle.
Raw egg? Oh, I don't think I fancy that, Mrs. Walker.
Leave yourself in my hands. I'll make it for you right this minute.
Thank you.
What's up, Mavis? You look a bit shattered.
Oh, I am. Do you know, I hardly got a wink of sleep last night.
Been out on the tiles, eh?
No, of course not. If you must know, I were woken up by strange noises in the night.
Oh, think yourself lucky you don't have to sleep with my Stan.
I expect she does, Hilda. Think herself lucky.
It's his snoring I'm referring to.
What else?
Yeah, it weren't anything like that, these noises. They weren't human at all.
Hello, we're back to Stan snoring again.
You shut up, you.
Well, you're always going on about him.
I know, but that's different. I'm entitled, you're not.
So what's making these noises, then?
Well, that's what worries me, I don't know.
Has anybody else heard them, love?
Well, I'm not imagining it, if that's what you're hinting.
Oh, no, she never said you were. All the same, it could be all inside your own head, you know. It's a well-known medical disorder, is that?
What's it called?
Well, I forget, but it's a well-known disorder, ringing noises in your head.
Well, this isn't ringing, Mrs. Ogden.
Hey, if it is ringing, it could be wedding bells. Now, a lot of single girls get that, don't they?
Shut it, Yates.
Oh, there you are, dear.
Thank you.
Now, drink that right down and you'll soon feel the benefit.
Thank you.
Oh, I don't want to seem ungrateful, Mrs. Walker, but it doesn't taste very nice.
It's not supposed to, dear. That's why it's good for you.
Do you know you've been useless today? You have, honest.
Evening, girls.
Now, for goodness sake, get an early night, and then perhaps tomorrow you'll be some help.
Oh,
Another paper.
I shan't sleep a wink tonight, not if them noises start again.
Oh, you and your noises, I wish you'd give
Well,
up.
it's all right for you. You've got somebody to look after you. I'm stuck up there on my own all night with nobody else in the building.
Nobody you know about.
What do you mean?
Well, you think you're on your own, but there might be somebody there crouching, waiting, lurking in the shadows, ready to pounce at the
Will you shut up? She's bad enough without you putting wind up her.
All right, but some strange things happen to women at night on their own.
Oh,
you
well,
know.
I'm not stopping there then. I shall go to Emily Bishop's.
Don't talk daft. You can't go there. Deirdre's in back bedroom.
Well, I'm not sleeping here on my own.
I'll tell you what, mate. I'll sleep with you. Well, what I mean is, I'll stop with you, and then that'll put your mind at rest, you know.
Oh, no, Eddie, that's quite out of the question.
Well, then I can sort out any noises.
No.
Hey, it's a good offer.
Eddie, it's very good of you, but I've only got the one bedroom.
It's all right. I've got a sleeping bag. I'll keep in the living room.
No, Eddie, it's no reflection on you, but what would people think?
Well, they wouldn't think what you think they'd think.
How do you know what she thinks?
Men's intuition. Anyway, look, what'll happen is, I'll stop here tonight, right, till bedtime, giving up my valuable free time.
yes,
and then at
Eddie.
bedtime, I will up it. In the meantime, I can listen for any noises and diagnose cause of the same. Because for a start, it could be wet rot.
Wet rot? What sort of a noise does wet rot make?
Yeah, well, it's very hard to imitate, you know. But once you've heard it, you can't mistake it. Then again, it could be plumbing noises in the pipes, or it could be woodworm. Anyway, whatever it is, I can put your mind at rest.
Well, yes, all right, then. Actually, I would be very grateful.
Right then. And all I shall want from you is one of your cracking good suppers. Right, I'll nip down the rovers and I'll see you later.
I hope I'm doing the right thing.
Oh, yes. Just keep a close eye on him, that's all.
Oh, I will.
Well, you didn't keep a close eye on him just now.
What do you mean?
He never paid for that flaming paper.
And a tin of beans and a large slice white. Is that it, darling?
No, I want a drum of salt.
Oh.
What do you think? Salt, isn't it? They reckon it comes from mines. Is that right, Kenneth?
So I gather, Hilda.
Funny though, isn't it? I mean, they dig it up just like coal and we go throwing it on as food. It's like sprinkling dirt on your fish and chips, isn't it?
Well, I think they do something with it. I mean, it's very hygienic.
Yeah. Well, they say you have to eat a peck of dirt before you die.
Anything else, then?
Now, don't rush me, just a minute.
Hello, Alf. Are you looking for somewhere to sit?
Oh, no, not exactly, Ken.
What are you doing, love?
I'm just looking for the best place to put that chair. It's what Fairclough said.
It was all right next to bed.
No, love. It was what Fairclough said this morning. It reminded me. In shops in the old days, they always had a chair for customers to sit on.
Times have changed now.
Oh, that's right. I mean, there's a faster tempo to life now than what there was then. Any road, some folk could spend all day sat wittering in that chair if you give them half a chance. Wouldn't suit me, mind. What do I owe you?
86, please, love.
Oh, flipping heck, it's wicked, isn't it? They are 6. No, I can't survive sitting about gossiping me. I have to be doing. Ta-da.
Ta-da.
Thank you.
What a load of codswallop that woman talks. She's biggest gossip round here.
Yes, and if I know anything, she'll be forever sitting on that chair and others like it. You're just encouraging her.
No, love, no. Look, a customer sits in that chair, looks round, sees what we've got on the shelf, and they buy. It's good for business.
My word, Alf, a tycoon was lost when you joined the post office as a lad, wasn't it? You'll have that train store yet.
You'll have the store, I'll be on the chain. What do you like, love?
Just a packet of mints, please. Hello. Hello.
Can I have my love, please, lovey?
Oh, yes, yes.
I was looking for you this afternoon.
I've been down at the education office practically all day. You doing anything special tomorrow night?
No, I don't think so. Listen, Ken, I need to talk to you. Obviously, we can't talk here. Can you come round to the house?
Well, I'm just on the way to the centre. I've got to be over there in a few minutes, but I could come round later on if you like. Might be a bit late, though.
Oh, yeah, that doesn't matter. But I do need to see you.
OK. Hey, anyway, the holiday snacks have come, so I was going to come round in any case. And I've got a little treat for Tracy.
OK, then I'll see you later.
Right, fine.
Now, let's see, that's 12 bottles.
Yeah, well, it'll have to do, because it's all I can afford. I hate being short.
Nay, give over. There's plenty there for you and Mavis.
Mavis can find her own, these are mine.
Now, just a minute, let's get this straight. You're going round to Mavis's to sit and listen for funny noises.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
It's all nerves, of course, pure nerves. She is very highly strung.
And that's what the noises are, Mavis's nerves, twanging like an harp.
I'll tell you what, yes, you've got me baffled this time. I know for a fact spending an evening with Mavis isn't your idea of a good time, especially taking your own booze with you.
I'm not going round there for a good time. This is Ned and the chivalry, innit? Like in days of old when knights were bold and maidens wore no knickers.
All right, that'll do. Behave yourself.
Hey, and think on, you're on my property, you know. I don't care what you and Mavis get up to, but don't start knocking the place about.
As if I would.
If Mavis can hear funny noises, it's probably only mice, and I don't want you ripping up the skirting board.
Yes, you keep your hands off of skirting boards.
Mavis and I are just good friends. Not only that, she happens to be a fantastic cook.
So, that's why you're going.
Ta-ra, you lot.
It's a sad thing, you know, Beth. A woman on her own in time of need, and all she can turn to is someone like that.
Well, he has got his good points, Mrs. Walker.
Really? Such as?
Well, he wears trousers.
Evening, girls.
Oh, Eddie, did give us a turn.
Well, I'm going before you have me as daft as you are. And I just hope you can cope, because she's ready to snap.
Rita,
what?
Do you think Mr. Fairclough would mind if I stopped the night
Yes.
at your house?
Yeah, Maeve, I brought something to go with that cracking good supper you're going to cook.
Oh, Eddie, you will try and track down these noises for me.
Oh, of course I will. What are we having?
Oh, I'm making moussaka.
Great.
Do you like it?
Never heard of it. That's me all over, isn't it? I trust people.
9 o'clock. He did say Ken was coming round this evening.
Yeah, he said he might be a bit late, though. I think there's something that the Century's got to go to.
I do think you should have told him.
I didn't get chance, Emily. I've told you how it was.
You're not frightened of telling him, are you?
Frightened? No, of course I'm not. Actually, it'll be quite a relief to have him take over. I mean, when something like this happens, you need a fella to sort things out.
Yes, it's not easy for a woman on her own.
Well, we haven't heard any strange noises, have we?
Oh, we certainly haven't heard what I heard last night. Because we have had the telly going all the time.
Don't you worry, Mavis. I haven't missed a trick. Listen, I might have looked as if I was watching telly, but my lug holes have been working overtime.
Anyway, perhaps it's gone now, whatever it was.
Is there any more of that, what was it?
Moussaka.
Yeah, very nice that was. Is it all gone, is it?
Yes, I'm afraid it has. Look, Eddie, it's 10 o'clock now, and I've got to be up at 5:30 in the morning to see to the paper, so I think you really ought to be going now.
What, and leave you on your own? Won't you be frightened?
I'll just have to take a firm hold on myself, that's all.
Look, I don't mind stopping, you know. It's no trouble.
No, Eddie, like I told you, I mean, it's out of the question, because I've only got one bedroom.
Mavis, there won't be any funny business. All I shall want from you is a good hearty breakfast. Mind you, I'm a bit short of money at the moment. Do you think if you could lend us some, I could nip down the off-licence, get some stuff, and sit on this sofa here all night, keeping guard?
I'm sorry, Eddie, but, well, you know what people are like around here. They do talk.
But suppose you hear the noises.
Well, I'll just have to put up with it. Look, it's been ever so kind of you to come, and I'm sorry if you think you've had a wasted errand, but, well, you really will have to go now.
Oh, OK, love. You're the governor.
Will you see yourself off downstairs?
Yeah. Night.
Good night, and thanks ever so much. I'll leave the downstairs light on till you get out. Eddie! Eddie! Oh, Eddie, it's started again, listen. Oh, I did hear it.
OK, love, I believe you. You look as if you've seen a ghost.
Eddie, will you stay tonight, please?
But what about the neighbours?
Oh, to hell with the neighbours.
Hello. I'm sorry I'm late. I got held up at the centre. I couldn't get away any sooner.
Oh, I thought that must be it.
Hello, Emily. How are you keeping?
Oh, fine, thank you. Bit tired, though, actually. Quite a hard day at work. I think I'll get an early night.
So you're not leaving because I've arrived, I hope.
No, of course not. I'm rather tired. Good night, Ken. Good night, Deirdre.
Good night.
Night, love.
She's getting very tactful, isn't she? Like a mum with a couple of courting teenagers.
Ken.
Come here. Look, if she's going to be tactful, we might as well be grateful.
Ken.
Oh, wait a minute. I've got a surprise for Tracy as well. I got a lot of fun out of one of those when I was a kid, and I hope she will too. And I've got the holiday snaps. Some really good ones. Smashing one of you and Tracy in the rowing boat.
Ken, listen.
Something wrong?
Well, no, not exactly, but there's something you ought to know, something we've got to talk about.
What is it?
Read that.
Eddie, it's you, Eddie. Come on, wake up. Wake
Hello.
up, Eddie. Wake
What is
up.
it?
Oh, you promised you'd stay awake.
Oh, I was, yeah. Yeah, I was, love. I was just pretending to be asleep, you know.
Rubbish, you were snoring.
No, I was just pretending to be snoring so that whatever it was would think I was asleep, you know.
Oh, you're utterly useless. That's just typical of men. When a woman wants help, you're all a waste of time.
Well, how the hell does he know about you and me?
God knows.
You didn't tell him, did you?
Oh, of course not. I mean, I haven't been trying to keep it from him. I just haven't been in touch.
Well, somebody must have told him.
Well, it doesn't matter. About him knowing, I mean, it was finished between me and Ray a long time ago.
Yeah, well, you better calm him down and quick.
What do you mean?
Well, ask him to wait for a year or so, and then he can divorce you quietly. I mean, there's no need to wash all the dirty linen.
But he obviously wants to get it sorted out now.
Then stop him. I mean, the point is, Deirdre, keep me out of it. If you and Ray want to get a divorce, okay, go ahead. But you've got to keep me out of it.
What's that?
Morning, Mr. Settle.
Shocking, isn't it?
Do you know that's the longest conversation I've ever had with that fella?
Well, he never says much.
He says it's shocking. That's all he ever says, it's shocking. I'm never quite sure what it is that's shocking.
Oh, the weather, I think.
Give over. Sun's cracking. Flags, love.
Well, that's it. He's got to ride his bicycle in that big, thick overcoat.
Oh, yes, because he can't get it off, you know. It's nailed to his back. I wonder how old that coat is. Donkey's years, I bet. I bet it's his demob coat. Anyway, did we get the papers done without any trouble?
Yes.
Up in plenty of time?
Yes.
Does that mean we had a good night's sleep?
Yes, I did, more or less.
Oh, good. Gremlins all gone?
No, it just means they didn't upset me quite so much last night. I did hear them, you know, Rita, whatever they were, those noises.
Didn't you find out?
No.
I thought Eddie Yates was sorting all that out for you.
Well, he didn't.
Yeah, well, you can't rely on what Eddie says, can you? Yes, love.
Hang on, I've got it written down here what he wanted. It's a refill, if you've got such a thing as a refill.
Yes, love. A refill of what?
Oh, well, he's wrote it down.
Can I make a cup of tea?
It's all right, Eddie. I've made myself one down here.
Oh, well, you don't mind if I,
I can't make it out. Can
No,
you make it
you
out?
just help yourself. You'll find it in a tin, not a proper caddy, you know, just a tin. Everything's there.
and is it all right if I make myself a butty? you know?
Yes. Yes, help yourself.
Oh, you're a good one. And, if you don't mind, I'll have a paper. Excuse me, sir.
No, love, I can't make head or tail of it either.
You're gonna make a butty, make a good one.
Try, love. Mavis, was that young Mr. Yates I saw just then?
You know perfectly well who it was.
Well, if this gets out, it'll be in all papers, you know.
I don't see why it should. He only stopped the night on the sofa, that's all.
So you admit you entertained him overnight?
Don't be silly, Rita. Of course I didn't entertain him. I wouldn't entertain the idea, let alone him.
I thought he was just coming to listen to your noise.
Well, he did. That's what he came for, but they didn't start until very late. Well, it's all right for you. You don't have to live alone.
I have done, love. I have done.
I know in the light of day it may seem very stupid, but in the middle of the night, when you're on your own, you hear these noises and you don't know what it... Oh, go on, laugh.
Oh, I'm sorry, love. I'm not laughing. Go on.
Well, I think it were very good of him to start the night on the sofa, because it just puts your mind at rest to know there's somebody else in the house. And I think it were very good of him, and we don't want any stupid sniggering.
Good of him, Mavis. That's the best billet he's had since wheels fell off his pram.
Well, whatever. I don't think there's any cause for anybody to go saying anything.
No, of course there isn't, Mavis. I mean, we're living in the middle of 1979, a broad-minded, liberated society. They don't automatically think the worst. They automatically assume it.
He did tell him anyway.
Yeah, of course I told him. Look, Emily, leave though. She'll be late for work.
Doesn't take a second.
Look, honest.
Habit. Years of habit. Can't go out in the morning leaving dishes on the table.
Is it nice, that egg, darling? Yeah?
And what did he say?
Well, he wasn't exactly thrilled to bits.
Oh, no, I don't imagine.
Actually, he was stunned. More so than I was, even.
What's he going to do?
What do you mean? What can he do? He's been cited and that's it.
Well, he's not been cited yet, has he?
You know what I mean.
Ray's only talking about citing him. I mean, there's a difference. Surely he's got some idea what to do.
Oh, yeah. Write to Ray in Holland, say, why make all this trouble? Why not wait a year or so, get divorced automatically, no fuss, no bother?
Yes, well, why doesn't he?
Well, I don't know. Maybe he's met somebody.
Anyway, is Ken going to write to him?
We should stop asking me what Ken's going to do. He really doesn't want to have anything to do with it at all.
I don't think he's got the choice, has he?
Well, if he has, his main thing is he just doesn't want to be named as correspondent. I mean, you can see his point.
But doesn't he have some more positive response?
Well, not so far. I mean, if you mean did he say, oh, terrific, because now you'll be free, no, he didn't say that. And I didn't expect him to either.
But he can't just leave you to get on with it entirely on your own.
Look, Emily, you'll be late for work.
Have you no work to do?
Me?
Daft question. Has Len out for you?
No, not this week.
Well, you needn't think you're sitting here eating my friend Mavis out of house and home all day.
She said, make yourself a butty. That's what she said.
A butty? How many eggs do you put in a butty?
Well, it depends, doesn't it? Whether it's a 1-egg butty or a 2-egg butty. Anyway, who rattled your cage?
I beg your pardon.
I should think so. You come in here shouting the odds. What have I done to you? Look, I'm a guest in this house, you know. Now, guests in your house mightn't get no breakfast, but in other houses they do. In fact, it's quite a done thing.
You conned your way in here.
I was asked.
She asked you to find out what the noise was.
Yeah, that's right.
And have you?
No.
Ha!
What do you mean, ha? You can't just find out like that, you know. It comes and it goes. You can't find out nothing about a noise what isn't making a noise. Look, if you think you can do any better, you carry on.
Oh, no, that's what you came up to do. Have you investigated the cockloft?
Yeah, well, I've got my own ideas about that.
Well, I think that's a very good place, the cockloft.
Could be.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good place to look. I mean, anything could get up there. Rats, bats, anything. Have you been up to have a look?
Look, I can't, can I? Because I haven't got any steps, have I?
Well, that's where I can help you, because we have a pair of step ladders at the back of the shop.
Right, I'll remember that if I need them.
Oh, you'll need them, and you'll need them right now, because guest or not, you can come downstairs and bring those ladders up here and go up into the cockloft and have a look. Come on.
Look, it's not going to collapse, look. Here you are. Now, here's our most valued customer. An ideal test case. Mrs. Walker, will you take the risk?
Do I have to take risks now to get a packet of peas?
No, just rest your weary bones on that.
I'm looking particularly frail today, Alf.
Oh, don't be daft, love. Look, we've put this chair back. We want somebody to test it, that's all.
Why?
Well, like the fella said about Everest, because it's there.
Alf, in a long life, I have managed to avoid climbing Everest. Could I have a packet of peas, dear?
Well, we thought it was a good idea, didn't we?
Florrie Lindley used to have one. I think it was Maggie Clegg who did away with it.
You see, you noticed when it went.
I was probably the last one to notice. All very well for people who have time to sit and chat. I expect it's a boon to them, but I've never belonged to that section of humanity.
Yeah, well, we were just trying to bring back, like, a touch of the leisured age, you know.
It was a leisured age, Alf. You're quite right there.
Well, when Florrie Lindley at it?
Funnily enough, love, yes, I think it was.
It's only 10 years we're talking about.
20 years. 19 years since she came in this shop now. Supermarkets were a novelty we'd just heard of. You couldn't hear jets flying over your head every minute, and the traffic. Well, there's no comparison. And I'll tell you what, there were some really good shops. They don't exist anymore.
Oh, don't they? Thanks very much.
No, I'm talking about the type of shop that catered to the carriage trade.
Nay, not many carriages past here.
Even ordinary grocers. Remember the old co-op, Alf?
Oh, I do, aye.
Anything else, Mrs. Walker?
No, thank you, dear. Beautifully tiled throughout, all mahogany and marble inside. And this is the place they pulled down to build that monstrosity that's over there now.
Oh, it was Victorian, wasn't it?
Still here when Flora left. Ah, well, where is it now? Vanished. With good manners, dignity, respect, and good service. And I thought it was terrible about the Queen's Grocers, didn't you? Had to close down in Piccadilly, London. Even she couldn't stave it off. I know just how she feels.
Well, have you written?
No, not yet.
No, I didn't think you would.
I don't know what to write, do I?
Well, it's quite simple. You just ask him to bide his time for a year or so and then have a quiet divorce, that's all.
Yeah, quiet from your point of view.
Look, would you like me to sit down and write it with you? I mean, it's no good putting it off, you know.
But why don't you write to him?
No, that would be a mistake.
Why would it?
Well, what could I say to him?
Same as you said to me. You just don't want to get involved.
Look, I mean, I can't write to him in all honesty and deny that there's any relationship between us, can I? And if I write and imply in any way that there is, well, he's going to use that as evidence. I mean, you must see that.
Do you wish you could deny it?
What? Oh, come on. I mean, don't bring it down to that level, please.
I see. It's just not that important.
Look, the problem is between us and Ray, not between you and me.
But it's got everything to do with you and me.
No, it hasn't.
Look, if it hadn't been for you and me, that letter wouldn't have said what it did.
Yeah, but that is what makes me so mad. I mean, that is what I object to. This pretense that he's going to drag through a court of law that I am the cause. I'm the fellow responsible. I'm the one who broke up the marriage. I mean, is that so?
Oh, come on.
Look, it's a fiction. It's entirely for Ray's convenience, and I object.
Look, everybody knows. Nobody's going to say you're the one that broke up the happy home.
No, not until a paragraph appears in the paper, and it will.
Oh, I see. That's what you're bothered about.
Yes, I am, and why shouldn't I be?
Well, it's not going to be headlines, is it? People aren't going to start pointing at you in the streets.
No, they'll point at me in other places, like around committee room tables, where community development officers get dissected professionally. All right, you may say it's not going to do me much harm, but it's not going to do me much good either.
All right. So you're worried about you. Well, it's reasonable enough.
Look, Ray has dragged me in for his own convenience, and I don't see that his interests are any more important than mine, do you?
Okay, so you write to him. It's his interests against yours. Me and Tracy are just spectators.
Now, wait a minute. Do you mean to tell me that you don't mind, that you want to be divorced?
Yeah.
No, I mean be divorced by him on the grounds of adultery. I mean, I'm surprised that the idea doesn't make you seethe. Oh, come on, Deirdre. I mean, it was you who kicked him out, wasn't it?
Well, it does make me see.
All right, well, tell him then. Tell him you're not going to trot along meekly behind him. Tell him that he can't divorce you, citing whoever he wants. Tell him that if any matrimonial charges are to be brought, you will bring them.
Yeah, it's a bit late to cite Janice, isn't it?
Well, I don't know. I don't suppose he's been living like a monk since he's been in Holland, do you?
Look, whatever he's been doing, we don't know. When it comes to you and me, he does know.
Yeah, and who told him, eh? Who told him?
Hello, Mr. Fairclough.
You haven't seen Eddie around anywhere, have you?
Well, if I see him, then can I give him a message?
Where does he happen to be, do you know?
Well, I might bump into him.
Well, tell him I've got some work for him this afternoon if he wants to earn a couple of quid.
You've got some work for him this afternoon if he wants to earn a couple of quid, yes.
Where is he?
Don't ask me. I've been sworn to secrecy.
You what?
Well, he happens to be looking for a noise up in my cock loft. Oh, Eddie, are you up there?
Yeah, what's the matter?
Have you found anything?
No, nothing. Just a load of old rubbish.
Well, what are you doing now?
Reading the picture post.
What?
Reading the picture post. It's 1941, all about the convoys and that.
Well, Mr. Fairclough said to tell you he wants you this afternoon if you want to make a few pounds.
Oh, aye, what is it?
Sorry?
Did he say what the job was?
The roof trusses have come in on Moonan's site.
Oh, aye, what time?
2 o'clock. Be there.
OK, boss.
2 o'clock, right?
Well, cheer up, sunshine. It might never happen.
No.
I mean, I've got to keep cheerful, haven't I? Fred's off, Betty's away, I'm on my own. Mrs. Walker went out for a packet of peas and there's no sign of her coming back. Keep smiling, them's my orders.
Oh, it's the most unlikely combination in history. Nobody'd give it credence.
You won't spread it round, though, will you?
Well, I won't, but you might. You've got a nasty sense of humour like that, you have.
You should have seen her face. It's made my day. You can have a drink, love?
Yes, I will. A double tomato juice, please.
Are you feeling rough?
I just like tomatoes. I don't live on gin, you know.
Yeah, must have reformed then.
And a pint and all.
Excuse me a minute, love. I just want to have a word with the girls.
Hello, mate. Hi.
Make him laugh, will you? His face is that long, it's marking floor.
Is it everything in general or something specific?
Well, I suppose you're one of the people who's going to find out soon enough. Your mate, Ray, is suing Deirdre for divorce.
You're joking.
That is what he's doing, and he's cast me as the villain.
What's he thinking of?
What he's thinking, what he's been told, because somebody's told him something. And he's not being slow to take advantage. Anyway, not a bad little joke, is it?
What little joke was that, then?
A couple of people have been landed in it by somebody. I think I'm that somebody.
Hotels?
Buy a bottle of whiskey these days, and can you afford anything else?
Well, Geoffrey Howe loves you if nobody else does.
Right, that'll go down in me notebook. Ken Barlow, it in the bottle.
Hey, no, we didn't put that chair there for you to spy on everybody, you know.
Oh, I'm not bothered what folk get up to. I've lived too long.
Do you want anything, Hilda?
I'm just thinking.
Thought there were a funny noise.
Oh, that's not me. No, it's Mavis what's got the funny noise. Have you heard about her funny noise?
No, I can't say I have.
Oh, yeah. In her flat. Comes at night. It's a real mystery. She can't sleep for it. Spends the night in dread, she were telling Rita.
They must have a chair in cabin. She misses note.
Mind you, imagination can play some funny tricks.
Yes, like its close relatives, Hilda. Rumour and gossip. Or do I mean its illegitimate offspring?
Well, there's no call to use language like that. I can't tell what he's talking about half the time.
I hope not, Hilda.
Hey, Ken! If you were wondering who it was who got in touch with Ray, it was me. I wasn't trying to stir it, I don't like that. But I didn't think he'd do that sort of thing. I mean, I just thought he'd come back here. He wanted it back's all I knew. I was just trying to...
Well, whatever you wanted to do, Len. Thanks a lot.
Oh, what the hell, you knew she was married?
Evening, girls.
Mavis, look who's here. That fella that's come to stop your noise.
I have that, Mavis, and I won't let it beat me neither.
Oh, it's all right, Eddie.
No, I'm determined. Hey, listen, I'm sorry I couldn't stop this afternoon. Only they wouldn't have known what to do without me on that site.
Well, I don't want you to have to spend all your spare time on it. It's not fair to you.
I won't be happy until I've tracked it down. Hey, and don't bother cooking any supper. I'm going to Jackson's for some for both of us.
Oh, well, in that case...
I'll see you 7:30 then.
Well, he seems keen enough. I think you've got a new admirer there, maybe.
Oh, don't be silly.
On the other hand, you've got coloured telly, haven't you? Yeah. Oh, look. Soccer Preview 79. You'll enjoy that, maybe.
Do you suppose, despite what he's saying, but do you suppose that really he wants you back?
Well, that's not very logical.
Yeah, well, people often do funny things, don't they? I mean, supposing he's thinking, well, first there was him and that girl, then there's been you and me, and now it's quits, something like that.
You've got a very complicated mind.
Well, Len seems to think that Ray wants you back and that is all he wants.
Oh, you've been talking to Len about it, have you? Have you discussed it with all your friends?
Well, there's something you're not quite up to date on. It was Len who told him.
Oh, God. Daft Len.
Daft? That's not what I'd call it.
Oh, well, that's just what it is, isn't it? I mean, it's daft. Of course it had to be Len. Nobody else would have bothered.
Yeah, well, I never thought Len was a friend of mine, but I always thought he was one of yours.
Well, of course he is. That's the trouble.
Well, that's your definition of a friend, is it? Someone who'll really go out of his way to stick the poison in.
That's not what he was intending to do, though,
No,
is
but it's
it?
what he did. He told me. He sent the news.
Yeah, and I suppose he said, come back quick, mate. I mean, that's Len, isn't it? He's the one who wants us back together. He didn't think it was right at all, us breaking up.
Ah, breaking up.
What? Well, you know where you can stick your damn grammar, don't you?
Look, I'm surprised that you can just let it go like that. I mean, he's opened a considerable box of tricks for everybody.
Yeah, but he didn't put the tricks in the box, did he? And I'm sure whatever he did it with the best intentions.
Best intentions.
Which is more than can be said for some of us. Oh, look. All you want is to be let out, isn't it? And I don't think I've got any claim on you if that's what you're worried about. Anyway, my grammar's not good enough for you, is it?
I heard it again, Eddie. I was just sitting there and I heard it. Oh, I did hear it.
Well, where did it come from?
I don't know. It just comes like out of the walls.
Yeah, but which wall?
I don't know which wall.
All right. Take it easy. I'm here now. Look, I've got your fish from Jackson's. It's not frozen, neither.
Well, I had a little nibble before.
Hey, now, come on, tuck in. You can face anything on a full stomach, even ghosts in the walls. Have you got any vinegar?
Oh, all right. I'll get the plates and everything.
I'll tell you what, we'll have a look what's on telly while we're eating, eh? Oh, well, fancy that. Soccer 79.
Do you like pickled onions?
Great.
That's it. Did you hear it?
I heard it.
Oh, well, thank goodness for that. At least I'm not going balmy. Eddie, you did find the sofa comfortable last night.
I don't think you're even trying to understand what I'm saying.
Ken, I understand without you having to say it.
It isn't that I don't want anything to do with you.
You just don't want it made public.
No, I just don't want anything to do with Ray's plans and schemes for a divorce. I mean, that is what it is. Ray is using this, and I want no part of it. But please, don't confuse it with how I feel about you and me.
Yeah, I know. I just can't forget what you said before.
What?
Well, you said there'd been Ray and Janice, and then there'd been you and me, and maybe that was quits.
Well, you know what I meant.
I know what you said. Been, you said. Past tense, and you're very careful with your grammar, we know that.
Well, look, if you're going to pick on words like that...
Oh, that'll be Emily being discreet again. She's got a key, really.
Hello, love.
Hello, Rita.
Got a minute?
Yeah, come in.
Oh. Well, this is embarrassing, isn't it?
Well, that's the least of the problem.
Well, he told me, and I've given him a right lambasting, but he didn't mean for this to happen.
Oh, Deirdre will believe him.
Well, he didn't.
Sorry. Look, we don't seem to be getting anywhere, do we? So, I'll see you.
Sure.
Bye.
Oh, if there's anything I could do, I would, you know that. All I can do is apologise for my damn fool husband.
No, it wouldn't do any good. Mind you, now they were kicking him.
Well, he thought Ray had come over here and drag you back by your hair. He thinks everybody thinks like he does.
You don't need to tell me, Rita. I can see the whole thing.
How's Ken taking it?
Like a man.
I probably know what you mean.
He'd run a mile if he could. Honestly, fellas, they want shooting, or else we do for taking any notice of them. He won't admit it, but all he wants is shut of the whole thing. He's sorry he ever give me the time of day.
Oh, now, come on. You got your pride. Just show him the door and tell him you don't want to see him anymore.
I more or less have.
Mavis? Mavis!
Eddie?
do you want?
It's there again.
What is?
That noise, listen. Quitty, please.
Oh, Mavis. You might be used to getting up at the crack of dawn, but that time doesn't exist in my book. Hey, you're not wrong, you know. That is exactly the same noise I heard last night. Exactly like that.
Last night?
Yeah, just after you'd gone to bed.
Why didn't you tell me?
Well, because it stopped again, didn't it?
Well, where do you think it's coming from, Eddie?
Stopped again.
Didn't you get any idea?
Did you?
Oh, no, I was too busy trying to wake you.
Yeah, well, that's because I don't usually stare till I've had the aroma of crispy bacon wafted across my nostrils. Works like a charm. I'm just telling you that for the future.
Look, I didn't ask you to stop here so I could bring you breakfast in bed, you know.
Quite right. You stop there, I'll go and rustle something up. Bacon butty's all right.
Yes, fine.
Well, we don't want to starve ourselves to death, do we? I mean, this could be a very long job, you know.
You're an early bird, aren't you? I thought we had burglars.
Oh, I'm sorry, Emily. I was trying not to disturb you.
No, you didn't. It was the milkman. Is Tracy still asleep?
Yeah, she is.
You look worn out.
Oh, I feel it. But I couldn't sleep, so I thought, what's the point in stopping up there?
Look, I'm not trying to pry, but if it'll help to talk about it.
It won't. But I don't mind you knowing that I know who it was who blew the whistle on us.
Told Ray about you and Ken.
Mm-hmm. It was Len Fairclough. He must have been clocking every move me and Ken made.
Len told him?
He did.
But why?
Well, he says he didn't mean any harm. I think he reckoned that if Ray knew what was going on, he might try and do something to mend the marriage.
Didn't mean any harm. Look at you.
Oh, no, don't, Emily. I mean, there's no point, is there? It's not going to make any difference. I knew it had to happen sometime. Actually, now it has happened, I don't feel anything. No anger, sorrow, nothing. It's almost as if it's happening to somebody else. In a way, it's a relief that something's happening. I mean, I knew me and Ray were over. I just wasn't facing up to it. I mean, what girl does like to face up to the fact that she's mucked up something as big as her marriage?
But it wasn't your fault.
Yeah, but I must have played my part. Anyway, it's over. That's plain. And now it's all out in the open. It's more of a relief. As I say, it had to happen sometime.
But if you feel like that about it, what's the point in getting yourself in this state?
Yeah, well, it wasn't that kept me awake, actually. It was something that Rita said.
Rita?
Yeah, she came round after you'd gone to bed last night.
I would have thought that she and Len had said more than enough already.
Oh, well, she just came to see if she could do anything to help. Anyway, it was something that she said that set me thinking.
About what?
Well, about me and Ken and what he means to me.
Well, I wouldn't have thought that that was anything to lose any sleep over, and I'm sure that Ken feels the same way about you.
Are you?
Well, yes. Aren't you?
I'm not sure of anything anymore.
Door! Susie! Door!
You're wasting your time. She's been in that bathroom at least 10 minutes. I'll get it. Oh, it's you. Come in.
Hi.
Hi. Can't you do something about him being so cheerful at this time in the morning? There ought to be a law against it.
What are you doing up at this time?
Well, I was scared of oversleeping, wasn't I? Well, I usually turn the alarm off when I'm another 5 minutes when my mum's there to turf us out.
Have you heard from him yet?
Well, not since the rank said they got there all right. There's probably a card in the post, but if it's that like usual, they won't get it till they're back from their holidays.
Well, if you're waiting for me, you'll have to hang on a minute. I've not had my breakfast yet. Have you had any?
Yeah, I did myself a bit of toast and marmalade. It doesn't sound much, you know. It's beautifully done.
Oh, come on. You can't make many mistakes doing toast and marmalade.
Now, you try telling me Dad that.
You should have a proper breakfast in the morning. You can't work all day on a bit of toast and marmalade. It's easy enough to put a bit of bacon on it.
Well, it's not that. Well, it's the washing up after. Brings me out in a rash.
What does?
Washing up. Anything like that. Housework, shopping, cleaning windows. Hey, such a your face.
You know, You ought to give him a bit of practice before you walk him up that aisle. You know, you could start here. We wouldn't be offended.
You're not like that, are you, Brian?
He's a fella, isn't he?
Yeah, he's that.
Oh.
You should have a proper breakfast, though. You've got nothing but your sandwiches between now and tea time.
Yeah, well, that's something else.
Oh, yeah?
You have got your dinner.
I had no bread left, did I? I thought you might be able to knock us something up. A bit of cheese and pickle will do. I'm not fussy.
It's easy to see that you're not used to being left.
Now, how'd you make that out?
Oh, you'd shrivel up. You know, he's not going to make much of a husband if he can't put 2 doorsteps over a slice of cheese, is he?
I'll take me chance. Do you want me to put yours under the grill till you dress?
You better.
Sure you don't want something to eat while you're here? There's plenty. Here, make yourself a sarnie.
Is that your best offer?
It's my only offer. For now.
All right, was it?
Very nice. You obviously thought so.
Saves washing up, you know. Shouldn't you be down the shop?
No, it's Rita's early morning.
Well, if you want to go, feel free. I'll wash up and that.
You're spoiling me, you know.
You've seen nothing, yeah? I'll flick round here with a feather duster, then nip down a chippy, get us some dinner. You'll wonder how you'd ever manage without me.
Well, I thought you'd be gone by dinner time. Before that, actually.
What, and leave you to the mercy of the phantom of the Rue Morgue? I'd never forgive myself.
Don't, Teddy. I honestly seem to hear them noises at night anyway.
Well, that's because you're hardly ever here during the day. Look, you carry on as normal, go down the shop, and I'll stop here and listen.
Well, you might be stuck here all day.
That is a sacrifice I'll be happy to make for you, Mavis. Mind you, I could manage another cup of tea if you can squeeze one out of the pot.
It is again, listen. It seems to be coming from over here.
You're not wrong, you know. Of course it is. That's it, isn't it?
What is?
Well, it's happening all the time, you see. Old fireplaces, no cowl on the chimney. I presume you got no cowl on the chimney.
I don't know anything about it, but what is it?
Bird, more than likely.
A bird? You mean there's a bird trapped in there?
I'll stake my best shirt on it.
What are we going to do about it?
Well, there's not much we can do.
Oh, we can't just leave it there to die.
Well, I suppose you're right. They do pong a bit.
Eddie, we must rescue it.
Yeah, well, I suppose that panel will come off the fireplace and then we could get at it then.
Well, is there anything I can do to help you?
Oh, all right then. Go on, open the window. And when I get the panel off, it can get out. Come on, me beauty. We'll soon have you out of here into the outside world. Choking to death on car fumes.
Oh, morning.
Morning. Ken. It's Deirdre you're looking for. I'm afraid you're out of luck.
Oh.
She's taken Tracy to playgroup.
Oh, yes, of course, I forgot.
Can I give her a message?
No, it's all right. I'll probably be seeing her myself later on. How is she this morning?
She didn't get much sleep, I'm afraid.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Honestly, I could throttle Len Fairclough.
It does seem he had Deirdre's best interests at heart, or thought he had. Rita came round last night and explained why he sent the letter. Apparently he was hoping they might get together again.
Yeah, well, you don't honestly believe that, do you? I mean, well, he's never exactly been a bosom pal of mine, has he?
What matters is that Deirdre does, and I think it's better if you don't dwell too much on the whys and wherefores and think about her. It's been a big shock to her, you know. She's accepted it. Now what she needs to do is to concentrate on the future. And that's where we can help. She's taken enough knocks to last her a lifetime, Ken. And I wouldn't like to see her hurt again. By anyone.
Meaning me?
You are playing a fairly big part in her life just now.
Yes, I know. And I don't want to see her hurt any more than you do. But I've got to do what's right for both of us.
And what's that?
I wish I knew. I honestly do.
Can you see anything?
Not a thing, but it's in there somewhere.
Oh, just a minute. I'll get a torch. Here you are. Can you see anything now?
All I can see is a dirty great ledge about a foot thick.
But what about the bird?
Well, it must be trapped above it. According to the noise, I reckon it's about About here somewhere.
But we can't just leave it there to die.
Well, short of passing it to steam hammer, we haven't got no choice.
It doesn't seem right somehow.
Now what you on about?
Eddie Yates.
Oh, I don't need you to tell me that.
I don't mean he doesn't seem right, I mean it doesn't seem right. Me stood here and not a sign of him.
Luke, I know that big, fat, smelly animals like to share the same watering hole as a rule. But can't you just for once be glad of the chance to have a quiet drink with your missus?
Well, no choice, have I?
Oh, well, it's very nice, is that? Yeah. Other fellas take their wives out for meals in posh restaurants and make them feel important to them. Not you. As long as you've got a clean pair of socks and your dinner's on the table, that's wedded bliss for you, isn't it?
That's not true.
All right, forget the clean socks. Look, I'm not asking for a miracle. I'm only saying it'd be nice, just for once, to be treated like the woman in your life.
Hey?
I mean, even if it's only in here. Be nice to have the door open for me and asked if I'd like to sit down and would I like a drink bought me. Oh, what's the use?
I think you do, laddie, but... Hilda, would you like to sit down?
No, I wouldn't as it happens, but it's nice to be asked.
Right, what are you partaking of?
Oh, all right, at least you're trying, I suppose. Go on, I'll have the same again. Now what's up?
Lend a quid, will you? I'm skint.
There you are, my dear.
Thank you, darling.
OK, love. James, have it, please, love. Hey, it's never that time already, is it?
No, love, it's just been one of these mornings, so I thought I'd knock off 5 minutes earlier. Sooner I rubbed today out and started all over again, the better for everybody else.
I know what you mean. I'm not allowed to have one of them mornings. Mrs. Walker has the monopoly of them. Donald.
So this is where you are?
Oh, don't worry, I'll be back early.
That's not the point. You're supposed to be over there.
Look, it's only a few minutes.
Oh, yeah. What do you think would happen if everyone sloped off a few minutes earlier?
I didn't slope off. I asked Steve if I could go a bit earlier.
Right, well, remember, there's no such thing as an early dinner hour in future. Now, I'm sorry the hours don't suit you. But while you're working for me, that's your hard luck, all right?
Good job. Some of us have some sense of responsibility, isn't it, Mr.
I wasn't
Ball?
talking to you, Mrs. Ogden.
Well, I was only saying.
Well, don't.
You can't talk to one like that.
Oh, that reminds me. Have you got my 200 quid yet? Hey? A little matter of a busted burglar alarm.
Well, not exactly.
No? Well, until you have, I think the least you say to me, the better. Large scotch, please, Ben.
Right, I love.
Here, let me.
Oh, that's very nice of you. On your lonesome, then?
Yeah. You dashing off?
No, not for 5 minutes, why?
Well, if you can spare a minute.
Yes, sure.
Thank you.
I don't quite know how to put this, but, well, I've got a bit of a problem.
You're lucky. I've got a factory full of them over there, mate.
Yeah, well, it's Deirdre, actually.
Well, she's not a problem, is she? She's a very nice girl. But then, I've no need to tell you that, have I? Hey? They tell me the Lake District can be very nice this time of the year.
Yes, well, the trouble is, it's not only the people around here who think so, either. Ray does.
Ray? Well, Ray Langton. How do you find out?
Oh, never mind that. What matters is that he does, and he's suing for divorce.
What, citing you?
That's right.
Well, I mean, if you're genuinely fond of the girl, then...
No, but that's not the point. I mean, can you imagine what that kind of publicity could do to me in my job?
If that's all that's bothering you, I thought the solution was obvious.
Oh, not to me, it isn't.
Look, what's good for the goose is good for the gander, mate, right? Now, Deirdre sues him, citing that waitress girl. What's her name?
Janice Stubbs?
Yeah, that's her.
But that was over 12 months ago.
So what? I mean, if that's what caused the bust-up, I mean, it's worth a try, isn't it, eh?
How did you enjoy it?
Oh, Tracy. Better than I thought. Mind you, she's been painted all morning. She always like that. She's gone to Catherine's for a dinner, otherwise she'd tell her yourself.
Yeah, I just missed you this morning, as it happened.
Yes, Emily said. Look, if you're wondering whether I've written to Ray yet, the answer's still no.
So I'm not too late.
Too late.
I think I might have the answer.
The answer to what?
You don't just have to stand by and be divorced. You can divorce him.
I can.
Yes, you can cite Janice Stubbs.
No, Ken.
But it was Ray's affair with her that started this whole thing off in the first place. I mean, it's laying the blame fairly and squarely where it belongs. It makes sense. I mean, what's the point in pillaring yourself?
That's my business.
But I can't see what's wrong with the idea.
Can't you? What about Tracy?
Well, what about Tracy?
Well, she's the one I'm bothered about. Look, how's she going to feel when she grows up and finds out about all this? And she will. It's bad enough her mum and dad splitting up without dragging everybody's names through the dirt. Look, if Ray divorces me, that blackens my name but not his. But if I sue Ray naming this girl, then everything's going to come out. Him and her, you and me, the lot. I mean, how's Tracy going to feel about her mum and dad then?
But it won't be like that.
Oh, you don't think Ray's going to give up without a fight, do you?
And you're prepared to take the whole blame yourself, because that's what it will mean.
For Tracy's sake, yes, I am.
Any luck, boss?
Pass us that torch again, will you? How the hell I talked myself into this lot, I don't know.
It's that little ledge, it's in the way, you know.
I know that.
Oh, there must be some way of reaching the poor little thing.
No chance.
Is it still alive?
Yeah, I can hear it, but I can't see it lasting much longer.
Sorry, love, we have tried.
But we can't just leave it there.
Well, perhaps we could give it a bit of bread or something.
Oh, that's a good idea, because it must be hungry.
I was thinking of a bit of bread with poison on, put it out of its misery, you know.
I'll do no such thing.
Look, Mavis, short of pulling the chimney breast out, I can't see what else we can do.
You can forget
Well,
that.
look, we can't just leave it there to die.
Well, what the hell can we do?
Well, if you can't do anything, I shall just have to ring the RSPCA.
It is not their problem.
Well, somebody's got to do something.
Where are you going?
I'm going to work, aren't I?
That time already?
It very well is. Where have you been till now?
Oh, I saw Charlie Hargreaves outside the Flying Horse.
Inside the flying horse, more like. Any road, if you want your tea, it's in the dustbin.
Hey?
5 o'clock, you said. You can't keep baked beans hot, not for the best part of an hour. You'll have to open another tin.
Who's the red one in this house, I sometimes wonder?
Oh, I don't. I blame him well now. Evening, Mr. Baldwin.
Good evening, Hilda. Hey, how'd you get on?
I didn't. She wouldn't wear it.
Look, there is another way. I don't know if it worked for you or not, but it did for a mate of mine this morning. He got his missus to cite person or persons unknown.
Can you do that?
Yes, possible. Deirdre go along with it. I mean, it's worth a try, isn't it?
Yeah, thanks.
Do you think I ought to phone again?
No, I don't, Mavis. He said he'd come on his way home. I mean, what more can he do? They're very busy, these inspectors, you know.
I feel so helpless.
Helpless? The way you sounded on that telephone, I'm surprised he didn't come round by helicopter. I mean, it sounded like you needed rescuing. You nearly broke his heart.
I can't hear anything.
Neither can I.
Well, you don't think...
Oh, Mavis. It's got any sense, it will have realised that it's not going anywhere till the cavalry arrive. Probably got his head down for the kip.
Mavis? Visitor for you. And if you have to put him down, you've got my permission.
Oh, so very much after all I've done for you.
You're from the RSPCA?
That's right, yeah, Scott, Harry Scott. Sorry I couldn't get here any earlier.
Oh, thanks ever so much for coming. I don't know what we'd have done. It seems to be stuck in there.
Hey, you made a hell of a mess, haven't you?
Oh, poor little thing. It must be frightened out of its wits.
By my reckoning, it should be somewhere around here. Only there's a little brick ledge stopping us getting at him, you know.
Do you think you can do anything?
Well, let's take a look, shall we?
Yeah, it seems to have stopped fluttering now. I hope it's all right.
Yes, I see what you mean. Well, still alive, but I can't get at it, I'm afraid.
Ah, pity that. Because he could have been injured or something, couldn't he?
Oh, don't, Eddie.
Well, I'm sorry, Mavis, but it could be. And if it was, this gentleman could have put it out of its misery.
Well, there must be something we can do to help. We can't just let it die.
Oh, short of dismantling the chimney breast.
Now do you believe us?
Well, if that's the only way, that's what we'll have to do.
It could be a big job, you know.
No.
Hey, now, hang on a
No, I'm
minute.
sorry, Rita. My mind's made up. I mean, this is my flat.
Owned by my husband?
Yes, I know that, but... Well, I'm quite prepared to pay for any work that has to be done, so you can stop worrying. And you can get started right away.
Me?
Yes, you.
Yellow. That's paint, yes.
I'll get it.
It's going to paint it. Look, it's going to paint it yellow. Oh, hi. You just in time to say goodnight, isn't he, Trace?
Oh, if I've come at a difficult time.
No, don't be daft. I'll just get her to bed.
No, well, I'll take her up if you like, and I'll read a story, shall
Oh,
we?
you like that.
Yes, with that.
Tracy, give me a kiss. Give me a kiss.
Nice kiss.
I'll be up to kiss you good night later on.
Night,
Good night, Tracy. Good night.
Whew.
I was wondering if you'd like to come out for a drink.
What, tonight?
Yeah, just for an hour or so.
Oh, I'd rather not tonight, Ken. I'm practically out on my feet. I was hoping to have an early night, actually.
Well, I did want to talk to you.
Well, go ahead. Emily be ages yet. She likes those few minutes with Tracy. What's bothering you?
Well, what are you going to say to Ray, actually?
Well, I'll just ask him to wait another year, like you said.
And if he won't?
Well, I've really not much choice, have I? I mean, we can't pretend it just didn't happen. You and me, I mean. So if he wants to go ahead, there's nothing we can do to stop him. There's one thing I'm sure about, and that's that worrying about it's not going to help.
Yeah, but what about the papers? I mean, have you thought what they'll make of it?
Yes, I have. And there's really not much we can do about that either. At least Tracy won't be able to read them.
Yes, but the papers will only be interested if they think there's a story in it.
All right, so if it's undefended, it might just slip through.
No, but it won't. Not with me involved. They'll have a field day.
Oh, come on, Ken. This is the 1970s.
No, you try telling that to the committee that appointed me.
Oh, I see. We're back to that again, are we?
Yeah, but there's no need. There's no need for it. I mean, that's what I want to talk to you about.
No, go on. I'm listening.
Well, there is a way of keeping my name out of it, and then the whole thing might, well, just slip through without a flicker of interest.
Go on.
Well, if you ask Ray, or tell him rather, that you will agree to the divorce, providing he will cite a person or persons unknown.
You mean that, don't you?
The only way.
It's the only way to keep you out of it, you mean? To put Ken Barlow in the clear, just like your daft idea about citing Janice Stubbs was. You don't give a damn about me and Tracy. All you're interested in is saving your own skin, and you don't care who gets hurt in the process.
No, but it isn't like that.
Isn't it? Deirdre Langton, divorced by her husband for misconduct with persons or persons unknown while her husband's away working in Holland. How does that make me look, Ken? Go on, tell me.
Yeah, but it won't be like that. Believe me, it'll just be so many words on a piece of paper.
Believe you? Like I believed that you had some sort of feeling for me and Tracy. Like I believed you were going to stand by me. I actually believed that I found somebody I could rely on and trust.
Oh, dearie, listen to me.
No,
please.
I've listened to you long enough, Ken. Look, I don't think there's much more to be said. I think it'd be better if you just went.
Well, perhaps we'll talk about it tomorrow when you're not so tired.
No, I don't think you understand, Ken. I want you to walk out of that door, out of this house, and out of our lives. Is that plain enough for you? Please, Ken, just go.
Tough talking from Deirdre, and Coronation Street's back at its regular times on Monday. Next tonight.